The one and the only Spicy, and I'm here today with another live reading. I hope that you all are feeling well. I hope that you are feeling blessed and that you're having a great week thus far. Okay, I'm feeling well. I'm blessed. So, as you all are coming in, just say hey, say what's up, let me know how you're doing, and also where you are tuning in from. And also which sign that you all would like me to get started with reading for. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a couple extra seconds and then we'll get started. Hey Jujubee. Hey Scorpio sun. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay. Scorpio sun says Scorpio. Okay, so Jujubee. Scorpio sun beat you. Okay. Scorpio sun beat you. They requested Scorpio first. So what I will do is I will read for the water signs first, and then Jujubee when we get to fire signs after I'm done with Pisces and Cancer, then we'll go to Aries and start with Aries for the fire signs. All right. Okay, so the reading for today is basically how has your absence felt after you leave? You can think about it for, a relationship, like how your absence is felt after you leave a particular relationship, whether it's romantic or whether you leave your family dynamic or if you leave a community, like if you're leaving a church or employment, you can pretty much think about it any way you need to. It's open for your interpretation. So, of course, just take the messages that resonate and leave what does not. Let me go to my timer. All right, let me get the Florida water. All right, and the timestamp for Scorpio is going to be 3 minutes. Okay, so Scorpio, your timestamp is 3 minutes. All right. So what happens after you leave or go silent? Okay, so what I'm getting here, Scorpio, is like you're definitely a very emotionally resilient person. You're very strong. It's like if something is like conflicting or if something is being, just difficult and challenging, is like instead of you just sitting there in the conflict or allowing the challenges to persist over you, it's like you're always going to emotionally regulate, get yourself back together, and of course move forward. So um that's definitely good. It seems like you could be a higher vibe Scorpio, not allowing yourself to be like overcome with the depths of your emotion and uncertainty. Is like you are just operating at a different level now. Like you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel emotionally, but you're gonna move forward. So yeah, I think you're also a very like present based person as well. It's like when you're in a particular relationship or environment or community, it's like you're going to care about just facilitating growth wherever you are. I feel like you're going to care about taking care of other people. You care about taking care of yourself. I just feel like you want things to move as smoothly as possible. So the crazy thing is I feel like you also have like a here today or gone tomorrow type of energy that's going on with you. So it takes a lot for you to decide that you want to move on, but you just feel like after you've done all that you can to like make something right or to lessen any type of like conflict, or if you feel like, there's a lot of chaos going on wherever you are, it's like that's what it takes for you to just be like, you know what, let me move on because I actually don't have to be here. Like you have that type of mentality. So yeah, I think that you are definitely an asset anywhere you go, because you care a lot about like just growing things. Okay, you care a lot about expanding things. But yeah, you also will put your emotions first. I feel like you prioritize how you feel. So when you feel like there's nothing else that you can do for a relationship, or there's nothing else that you can do for a community, or for a job, or business, when you feel like it's nothing else more that you can do there, it's like that's when you tend to move on. What happens after you leave or go silent? Um, that's interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like you definitely impact anywhere that you are. Like you impact it greatly. I also feel like you typically tend to pick up like a leadership position wherever you go or wherever you are. So when you leave, it's like you take everything with you. Like everything that you put into the relationship, you take it with you. So if this is you and your ability to manifest things, or if it's you and any of your other magical abilities that you have, you may even have like psychic abilities as well. It's like you're going to take that with you. So everything that you do, I feel like helps to push things forward because you're so focused on like future forward thinking. So when you leave a situation, it's like you kind of take all of that momentum and all of that energy with you. So, I mean, things start to regress and go backwards. Okay. Things start to regress. So it's like, let's say you're at a job. And once you start that job, it's like all of a sudden, it's like the sales are taking off, or numbers are taking off, or, whatever it is, especially if you're in a sales based place. Or let's say you're helping a startup. It's like the startup really gets off the ground and running. But when you leave, it's like all of that progressive energy leaves with you. So things start to go backwards, like sales start to dip. Okay. Numbers start to go backwards. Like the startup starts to fail. Like that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. Um, so yeah, you also have the ability to spot like really good opportunities. And you're also a very creative thinker. So it's like when you leave, all of that energy leaves with you as well. And it's crazy too, because it's like people feel some type of way when you walk away, or when you silence or distance yourself. They definitely feel some type of way. They feel like, um, they pretty much feel defeated. They do. They feel defeated. Only because I feel like you have like such a big energy. You have such a big energy. They feel like they don't like they can't necessarily access that anymore. And I also feel like it's something going on here with you spiritually as well. Like I said, you could be very psychic, very spiritual, very intuitive. So it's just like when you leave, people are pretty much left to their own devices. um I also feel like some environments, like people definitely um may have been trying to like even sabotage you, and that's probably where the conflict is. You've experienced like sabotage in some environments or within relationships. So it's like when you leave, unbeknownst to you, it's like all of the sabotage and what was going on like behind the scenes, like all of that is it's not even just exposed, but it's like in many ways it's like you're directed away from it. So this could be something that you're not really privy to. Maybe you do know, but not know exactly that it, when things don't work out for you in relationships or at a certain job or something, it's literally because of like sabotage that's going on behind the scenes that you're not even privy to, because you're so focused on, building, expanding, growing wherever you are. So yeah, I think you do experience a lot of sabotage, for real. So when you end up leaving, it's like you can pretty much leave that behind, without you even thinking about it or, realizing it, which is interesting. Hey, Tarot Bird. I didn't do Virgo yet, but I can do Virgo after the water signs. Oh no, I'm sorry, after the fire signs, because someone requested Aries. Jujubee requested Aries. So I'll do Virgo after the fire signs. All right, so what realizations hit them when you leave? What realizations hit them when you leave? So these are like the thoughts, regrets, or views or perspectives. Well, I mean, the realizations that hit them is pretty much whatever happens to them happens. Like whatever happens. Like, so if things go backwards, then oh well, it happened. Like it's really, I want to say, not much that they, not trying to say it's not much they can do to change it, but I feel like they just pretty much understand that, like, whatever happens to them happens. Like, I don't know how else to say that. So it's like if you're experiencing sabotage and conflict in the workplace, but let's just say you up and leave, you up and leave despite knowing to the extent that the sabotage or jealousy or intimidation was happening behind the scenes, is like, for those people, it's like whatever happens. It's like if the business goes backwards, if things fail, it's just what happened. It's kind of one of those things where it's like hindsight is 2020, but you kind of just have to eat it because you understand, like, and you're fully aware that it's like you sabotage things. We're not saying you, but them. So it's kind of like they just have to eat what they did, or they just have to kind of accept what they did, or accept how they treated you, or accept the sabotage or the conflicts, because you actually cared a lot about growth. So yeah, they pretty much have to accept that things are regressing and not necessarily progressing and expanding anymore. Um, yeah, they just have to pretty much accept that. I don't know what else to say. Like, they have to accept the consequences of their actions or decisions. Yeah, what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Well, now they pretty much have to acknowledge that they're at a standstill. Like I said, things aren't moving forward anymore, they're moving backwards. So you may have caused, just from you leaving and taking all of your magical abilities with you, okay? It's like, you may have caused a lot of businesses to fail. You caused a lot of businesses to fail. Or for some of you, if this is like a relationship, it's like you may care a lot about like supporting your partner emotionally. You may also care a lot about like actually taking care of them, like nurturing them, like reminding them to get their health checkups, or pushing or encouraging them to eat like healthier foods. It's like you actually really do care about like taking care of your person. So it's like when you leave, it's like their it's not even just their mental or emotional health starts to decline, but I also feel like their physical appearance starts to decline as well. They start to look unkempt, not taken care of. So it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like they have to acknowledge now that they can't access you, that like things are going backwards. So some people's health might start to decline, businesses may start to decline. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, they have to understand how much of a blessing you were, after the fact. Is like, and they kind of just have to eat it because they didn't treat you like one. If anything, it was a lot of sabotage going on behind the scenes to cause you a lot of stress, and to just create a conflictual environment in general, a chaotic environment in general. So it's like, yeah, when you when you leave, it's like they just understand how much of a blessing that you actually were in the present moment when they had you. So that's kind of what I'm getting here, is like you are like a here today, gone tomorrow type of person. But if you're appreciated where you are, then you'll stay. So yeah, I think something you also understand, Scorpio, at least now, is that you have overstayed your welcome. And so, now I feel like you'll be more courageous, or not even courageous, or just, yeah, maybe it's just courageous or just okay with things ending, you know, like it doesn't disappoint you as much as maybe it used to in the past. Like, so I don't necessarily want to say courageous, but it's just like you're okay with moving on. You're okay with transitioning. Like you're okay with change. Like I guess you could say it doesn't scare you anymore. But yeah, they have to acknowledge that things are regrets for them, and they also have to acknowledge how much of a blessing that you were. So I think that kind of helps. Well, I don't want to say it helps, but it just, there's, I mean, I think it kind of like them understanding that just helps them have that it is what it is type of mentality or attitude, like I said, where it's kind of like they just have to accept that these are the consequences of their actions, or these are the consequences of how they treated you, or this is just the consequence when you leave. like it, so I guess that's it, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and move on. That's mean, Bernard. Why would you say that? Like, why would you say that in the chat? Like we all have multiple placements in our natal chart. Like you most likely have Virgo in your chart somewhere. So why would you say that it sucks? Like that's weird. Like that's one of the weirdest things I've heard this week. Like, and it's already what, Thursday? No, today's Friday. Damn. Hey D. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Cancer. And Bernard, I don't like your comment. I don't like your comment, okay? I have a Virgo, Mars, Mercury, and Venus. So I don't like that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Cancer. Cancer, your timestamp is going to be 18 minutes. You're welcome, Scorpio sun. And Bernard, that's weird too, because most Virgos actually are famous celebrities. Like, so you're weird. Like, all right, Cancer. What happens after you leave or go silent? Cancer, what happens after you leave or go silent? Cancer, I feel like whenever you get to the point where you have to leave a relationship or leave an environment or community, I feel like you take it a bit too hard. Okay. I feel like you take it a bit too hard. Like, I think that more so than the other person or the other people in the situation, I feel like you take this like too personal. Like it's something that you didn't do. Like, yeah, I feel like you take it too personal. A lot of the environments that you actually find yourself to be in, or the relationships, are actually very toxic. Okay, they're very toxic. They're very oppressive. Um, and they just cause you an immense amount of pain and trauma. Um, they really do. Because I feel like you want to put your best foot forward, but you always end up getting caught up with people, places, or situations that are just unsafe. Just unsafe for you. Yeah, it's unsafe. Because I feel like you want to see the best in people, or you want to see the best in these communities or environments. It's like you want to see the best. But sometimes it does come off as you could be a bit idealistic or a bit naive, okay? A bit idealistic or a bit naive. Like you're very sweet and you're very kind. That's the energy that I'm picking up on here. So, unfortunately, you tend to get caught up with some of the wrong people, or you tend to end up in the wrong places because you want to see the best. And I feel like if this is a like relationship, um like if it's like an intimate romantic relationship, it's like you may want to see the best in that person, but and you might think that, oh, you can love that person into being healthy, but it just never works out. And then it's also that thing where it's like that other person senses and picks up on how sweet and kind you are, and so they're gonna use that and exploit that, to their advantage. So yeah, I think that you tend to internalize a bit too much. Like when you have to leave, I feel like you never really can leave a place feeling like happy with your decision or satisfied with your decision. It's like you always feel like, you're experiencing some type of loss or grief because you have to leave. And it's like you're leaving people, places, and communities and environments that are not good for you anyway. So I think when you leave, you should just always leave with your head up, leave feeling empowered, and leave knowing that these people, places, environments did not deserve you at all. If anything, they were only exploiting your kindness. They were looking at you as though you were weak. I'm just being real. They're looking at you as though you were weak. And also like willing to give at a detriment of yourself. So that could be emotional energy, that's time, that's attention. That's kind of what I'm getting here, more so than like your resources and money, but that could be a part of it as well. So yeah, it when you leave, it's like you never really leave feeling empowered. You always leave in some type of energy of like sadness or grief, or like you lost something, and you're always kicking yourself and blaming yourself for like mistakes, mistakes that you feel like you made. So if anything, I feel like you need to take some time to really focus on like forgiving yourself for your like shortcomings, understanding that you wanted to see the best in these things, but they did not show you the best. So it's okay that you left. Like it's completely fine. All right, so after you leave and go silent, yeah, it takes a lot for you to want to move on from things. But yeah, after you leave and go silent, like if anything, it's changing you. Like the more that you leave, I feel like it's really changing you, because you're waking up and you're understanding that you may have been a bit too too willing, okay, too willing to kind of see the best, okay, in things, okay, like you kind of understand that. And unfortunately it does affect your innocence, okay, it does affect that. So just moving forward, I would say like continue to, have that sweet and kind nature, but also understand that you have to protect yourself out of self-preservation, because there are people that are going to want to exploit you because of that energy that you have. It's very childlike, and people are going to want to exploit you because of that. I feel like, okay. But yeah, yeah, after when you leave, it's pretty much is no more Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Nice Girl. Like once you are officially leaving something, is like, yeah, you definitely, are kick yourself, but I also think you swing to the opposite end of the extreme. So these people experience a completely different energy from you. And also, when you leave, you end up dismantling a lot of their toxic or negative agendas that they had over you. So good for you. You end up dismantling those things. Um, yeah. And when you leave, well, pretty much why I'm picking up is like for yourself. It's like when you leave, you step into like protection mode, like where you're really focused on protecting yourself and regaining your emotional stability. So it's like you got to understand, like if you're a part of anything that is really truly destabilizing you emotionally and also turning you into somebody that you're not, maybe bringing out more of like the shadow side of you, like, or the shadow aspects of you that you would rather not um, live live through, I guess I could say, in your daily life. Like you would rather not live in that energy. Then it's like, yeah, you pretty much gotta go. It's kind of what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm kind of getting like no more Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Nice Girl. Um, but I think it also takes a lot for you to swing to that opposite end of the extreme. It's like you're the type of person that would get so angry that you start crying. Like you're crying because you're mad. Like that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up from you, Cancer. But yeah, what happens after you leave and go silent? You dismantle a lot of like negative and toxic and evil agendas and wicked agendas. Yeah, you do. Yep, things that are going on in secret. Um, Things that are going on in silence. Um, so yeah, I think, yep, things become exposed. Like negativity in wickedness becomes exposed. Yeah, yo, that's crazy. I also feel like, yeah, just when you leave, it's like you create a level of, I feel like, extra protection around yourself. Let's see. Hey, princess. Okay, thanks, princess. Thanks, princess. I definitely appreciate that. I had to go ahead and delete one comment. Well, when you leave, I feel like the realizations that hit them is, I think what hits them is just how like negative and toxic that they are. So um that's crazy. But the crazy thing is I feel like these environments or these relationships that you leave don't necessarily change for the better. Like they don't decide to be better or less traumatic or or they just don't decide to, they don't decide to be better or to stop the negative agendas that they have. I just think what they do is they just try to like clean up their image, or they try to clean up the optics of things. Or they try to like strategize on how they can still exploit people, or uh or how they could push their agenda forward, but doing it in a more strategic way that pretty much like disguises what's really going on behind the scenes. So it only influences people to want to do the same thing that they were doing, but just do it better. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So yeah, that's interesting. Um, that's definitely interesting. But yeah, when you leave, it's pretty much you're cleaning up a lot of this negative and toxic energy out of your space. So when you leave, that's what happens for you. Um, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I also feel like when you leave, it definitely leaves like the other person, whether it's relationship, the community, the job, it leaves them feeling like very empty. Okay. And it also leaves them feeling like they didn't necessarily achieve what it is that they wanted. Um, but yeah, I do feel like for you, it's just like you've been your kindness, your sweetness has been taken advantage of. Okay. They've been taking advantage of that. Um, so I could definitely say that you tend to leave places where you feel like, okay, it's blatantly obvious that you're being victimized. So yeah, they basically just feel empty because they don't have your energy to siphon anymore. And they also feel like, yeah, they weren't able to accomplish what it is that they wanted. Um, so yeah, that's crazy. Like if anything, it just inspires them to be even worse, but to pretty much strategize about how to get their needs met. Yeah. So what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Um, well, I feel like you were always already special. And you're already unique. Um, like especially as it relates to like just your energy. You may have also been very creative and also very like inspiring where you were, or just like always willing to want to connect. It's like they don't have that connection to you first and foremost, which is what they have to acknowledge. Um, and they also have to acknowledge that like um yeah, they have to acknowledge that maybe like your approach to things, not being so mean and not being so toxic, is actually like a better way to, want to live life. That's something that they are aware of. But I feel like you deal with obviously evil and negative people. So they can acknowledge those things, but as far as them changing, I don't think so. If anything, you basically just highlight just how negative they are. Like you just do that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to change. So this is like an ex or something that you left. It's like, yeah, you could illuminate just how toxic they are because you're more of a lighter being. You definitely are. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to change. But they do um, acknowledge that you are a unique person. They do acknowledge that you are a special person. Um, but like you didn't ultimately give them what they wanted. So, it doesn't, it matters, but it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? It matters, but it doesn't. But yeah, you live more of a simplistic lifestyle. I don't think you try to be too extra or you try to be too much. And that's something that they have to acknowledge as well. Like all of this negativity is just too complicated. Like waking up and deciding that you're gonna be evil and wicked, like that's just a lot. It's like for you, you just prefer to just be nice, kind, graceful. You just live life from that lens. But for them, it makes it seem as though like you would be prey. Okay, so they are looking at it as though you would be easy prey. Okay, especially because these are predators. So yeah, you try to live life as simple as possible, and that's definitely something that they have to acknowledge about your value. Is like you don't carry so much heaviness and so much baggage on you because you don't have negative intentions. So I don't know. It's hard to be a criminal. I feel like it's hard to be like evil. I feel like it's hard to be that way because it's like you literally have to go out of your way to like cause chaos. That's weird to me. You said if you use a command strip, you could hang a dry erase board and write the current sign on it. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I should add it to my wish list. Maybe I should add it to my wish list, princess. All right, let's go ahead and move on because I'm talking too much. All right, Pisces. Pisces, your timestamp is going to be 3330. Pisces. All right. Pisces, what happens after you leave or go silent? Okay. All right. I like your energy, Pisces. Okay. So, yeah. Pisces, I like your energy because it's like for you, it takes a lot for you to want to leave, okay? Because I feel like you tend to like commit yourself to things. You'll commit yourself to your family, to your job, if you're doing a job. If you are, in a relationship, it's like you actually will commit yourself to that, okay? That thing or that person. And you're someone who is very like consistent. Okay, it's like you're not necessarily trying to rush. You like things to be a bit more long term and also timeless. So yeah, it's like when you are in a situation, in a relationship, in a community, it's like you're going to actually care a lot about enriching it. similar to, what sign was that? Similar to Scorpio. It's like you're going to care about things growing, things taking off. And you also provide as much as you can, like any resource that you have, whether it's money, you'll contribute that. If it's networking opportunities, you'll contribute that. If it's just general information that you have that you feel like would help another person or would help an environment or community, it's like you're going to contribute that as well. So you literally contribute what you have. And what you have to offer is good. Okay? What you have to offer is very good. Like, but you tend to leave when you realize that despite the things that you offered, that you're being like backstabbed or that you're being betrayed. Or like once your feelings start to get hurt, or once people start to like say things to you, like negative things to you, or not praise you for what it is that you're doing, it's like you gotta leave. Like it actually really does hurt your feelings. Like, but for you, the biggest thing is betrayal. So a lot of the relationships that you've been a part of, or just even the communities that you've been a part of, have always betrayed you. Like, and that's really sad. Like, have always hurt your feelings. There's things that people do that betray you. Um, and one of the biggest things I feel like is like competition or trying to like get in your way. For some of you, I feel like it's like dimming your light. Something else that hurts you is like when people are like really like arrogant towards you. Um, or if like people try to rush you, like, and they're not patient with you, it's like that's a problem. Because I feel like you exercise patience with them. I just heard patience pays. But yeah, when people are a bit too like volatile, angry, or they're mean to you, um, yeah, that's problematic. That definitely hurts your feelings. Especially if this has to do with like a relationship. It's like if you're with someone and you're willing to like commit yourself to them, but then let's say they do something like they start flirting with someone else or cheating on you with someone else, is like that's painful because you're actually contributing towards that connection or towards that relationship. So yeah, you leave when you get your feelings hurt for real. Like once you get your feelings hurt, you gotta go. Okay. And yeah, once you leave, there's, no contact. So that's definitely what happens. These people feel disconnected from you, and they also feel cut off from any type of resource that you were providing. It's very similar to Scorpio. Yeah, they definitely feel the effects. So especially if you were like contributing money or resources or like just your energy, okay, because your energy is prime. It's like once that goes away, it's like there's an obvious it's not discrepancy, but it's another word. Like it's it's like you're depriving them. Like it's like the idea of there being poverty. Okay, so yeah, it's like once you leave or go silent, it's like you're no longer giving. And people definitely feel the effects of you cutting them off, and they also feel a bit like salty because it's like not only do you cut them off, but you also will address the hurt that you experienced as well. So when you leave, I feel like you also communicate a lot about why you're leaving, um why you don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like I just feel like you communicate that as opposed to just like ghosting or going away. But yeah, you do communicate that, and immediately after you communicate why you're leaving someplace or letting it go or leaving a relationship, is like it's radio silence. So that's definitely what happens after you leave. It's literally radio silence, and everything that you gave is like you're now depriving them. So they immediately feel the effects of no longer receiving your energy. Or for a lot of you, I feel like it's money here as well. Or if you was giving someone like a job opportunity or something, it's like that goes out the door as well. It goes out the door. Like yeah. And I mean, personally, for you, when you leave and go silent, your healing process starts. Hey, Cha Cha. Shout out to all of the moderators. What realizations hit them when you leave? That's sad. That's sad. Like, yeah, so after you leave, like people understand like the bond and the connection that they had to you. And they're understanding that like you actually were loyal and the connection to you could have been like a long-term connection because you think a lot about the long term anyway. You do. You think a lot about long term. So it's like, let's say, for example, your boss or your manager hurts your feelings by being arrogant or, just being mean to you. It's like when you decide to leave, they feel sorry because they realize, like, dang, I really had a good employee and I actually could have just continued to bond with this employee and they could have helped me to accomplish even more goals in the future. It's like they don't be thinking like that. So it seems like you typically will invest in things that just don't have the idea of long term, okay? Or they don't have the ability to think for the long term, or they may just care a lot about instant gratification, like what they can get now. Okay, so yeah, that's crazy. Like when you leave, they realize that like, oh, the relationship or the connection with you could have actually stood the test of time. Okay, so that's definitely interesting. All right, what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? I mean, it's already what was there. I feel like you're an abundant person. And you have the ability to, similar to Scorpio, like make things grow. So yeah, like after you leave, they understand that they've pretty much cut themselves off from, continuing to experiencing that abundance way into the future. Yeah, exactly. Similar to Cancer is like, so you should probably go back and listen to Scorpio and Cancer. But yeah, similar to Cancer is like the same thing. You're a very special and unique person. So there could be a very creative approach that you go about as it relates to like just your life or things that you want to do. But what I also see here is that you're actually consistent. Like you're consistent and you're a hard worker. So yeah, that's something that they pretty much, acknowledge is like you would have continued to commit to them or to be loyal to them, or you would have continued to help. You would have continued to support. Um, but yeah, when you leave, like all of that goes with you. I feel like I want to say sucks for them. Like after every sign, just like sucks for them. But it is what it is. It takes a while for you to want to leave something behind because it's like you feel like you've invested so much. I get it. Cha said Pisces are so patient, so when we leave, we done. Like, all right, let's go ahead and move on to Aries. Aries, your timestamp is going to be 43:30. Juju B asks for Aries. All right, Aries, let's go. What happens after you leave or go silent? This could be a relationship, a job, like it's up to you to apply it, whoever you want to apply it. I'm trying to be as general as possible. Like, damn, that's crazy. I already know where this is going. Oh yeah. Um well, Aries, you tend to leave places when things are like finally solidified and clear for you. Like when you finally get to the bottom of something, that's when you leave. Like when you finally get to the bottom of just how much or how little someone is like investing in you or loyal to you, that's when you leave. And when you leave, it's like you take all of your love and compassion with you. Um, you're a very like emotionally supportive person. You're like a counselor. You're also a peacemaker. Yo, that's crazy. You're a peacemaker. You're also very diplomatic here. Okay. So I like this for the collective because what's coming up is just like more of like, what is it that I want to say? Like more of just like a high vibe type of energy. So I'm actually like this reading is like it's interesting, but just like reading for like the collective first and then what happens after you leave and go silent, it just makes me so proud because I feel like we're all just like evolving and becoming better people. Like, so I just love that. But yeah, it's like for you, it's like once it's clear to you on how much or how little, kind of what I'm getting here is how like little people actually are investing and pouring back into you. That's when you have to go. Like once you realize that um once you realize that like your investment isn't met with the same amount of effort in return, yeah, you have to go. Like once you realize that, let's say like you aren't getting compensated, like if this is a job, it's like you're not getting compensated for the amount of work that you do, it's like you gotta go. Like you really gotta go because for you, any and everything that you do, it's like you pour love into it, you care a lot about it, and you pay a lot of attention to things. So you could be very like meticulous and detail oriented as well. So once you realize that like your investment isn't going anywhere or you're not getting like particular results, is like you gotta go for real because you put a lot into what it is that you do. You actually really do. Like you do. Like you have a very calming presence. And I also feel like you enjoy creating safe spaces. It's like you want people to feel comfortable when they're around you. You want people to feel like they can be themselves when they're around you. Yeah, their authentic self. And I also feel like you have a childlike nature about you as well, and you're very fun. So it's just like your energy is very exciting, it's very light. Like, it's nice to be around. Okay, it's very comforting, but it's like when you're not receiving that same thing back in return, yeah, you gotta go. Like when you realize that you've been working a bit too much and not really getting much back in return, you gotta leave for real. Yeah, that's crazy. What happens after you leave or go silent? Well, what's going on in secret? It seems like it's always something going on in secret. Yeah, well, when you leave, you inspire a lot of jealousy. I can tell you that. A lot of people are jealous of you. So that's what happens. Yeah, and they get like vengeful, like they want to like get revenge on you or they want to bully you. Yeah, I feel like these people, places, these communities are very like entitled to your energy because I feel like you pour more into people than what you get back in return. So they're used to that. Okay, they're used to that. So in many ways, Aries is like you spoil people, like you spoil people that you're in relationships with. Spoil your jobs, your employers by just going above and beyond. So yeah, they feel some type of way when you cut that energy off. They start to get mad. Okay. And I also feel like not even just like sparking jealousy, but it's like they bully you as well. So you experience a lot of bullying because it's like people are forcing you to continue to keep playing a particular role. So you definitely have to watch that, like over investing into things. You have to watch it because you tend to spoil people and they're not necessarily grateful or appreciative for that thing or for what it is that you're doing. They start to feel entitled. So when the energy is cut off, people start getting mad. Okay. So that's what happens after you leave. People definitely get mad. Like, and they also talk a lot about you in secret. So there's a lot of gossiping that's going on about you and like people creating stories, okay, about you. Like, exactly, saying things about you. Like, this is bad. Sorry, Aries. Um, so yeah, like let's say you leave a romantic partner. It's like they're gonna start spreading lies and stuff and saying that like, oh, you was probably cheating on him anyway, or you was probably cheating on him anyway, or oh, you were planning on leaving. Like, they just start saying all of these things that are not true. Like, just to hurt you because you're no longer spoiling them or giving them the energy that you used to. So yeah, similar to the other sign, for yourself, when you leave, immediately you have to support yourself emotionally. You have to. And you also have to support yourself in many ways, like financially as well. So you may leave a lot of relationships broke, okay, or just with less resources than what you've had, okay, because a lot of your emotional and mental energy has been going into like over pouring or overextending yourself. Um, so yeah, I do think that you may leave a lot of situations broke or like not better off than from when you entered the situation or from when you entered the relationship. So yeah, for yourself, it's like you always have to take a step back and like focus on your financial situation, developing more stability and security within yourself, and also focusing on yourself. Like literally, you may have to spend a amount of time like just connecting with spirit, or reconnecting to your intuition, and also just feeling better. Okay, feeling better. Yeah, feeling better about yourself. Just like focusing more so on like self love. Like, how can you support yourself as opposed to always supporting other people? So, yeah, when you leave, people get mad too. They get mad, like, and jealous. And jealous because they know they don't have access to that energy that you were giving them. So, who are you giving it to now? All right. What realizations hit them when you leave? Hey, Kai. Well, I feel like the realizations that hit them when you leave is that they should have done things the right way. I feel like the relationships that you're a part of or those people always tend to be like really rebellious, okay? Rebellious, or they don't really respect like whatever your standards or expectations are. Or if there's rules, it's like they don't necessarily like respect the rules. If this is like a job or like, a business, is like they may not respect like any type of like laws or regulations that surrounding what it is that they do, okay? Or it could be as simple as them having like a company policy, like, and they're still not respecting the company policy that's written, okay? So yeah, it's like when you leave, it does kind of inspire them to have to do things the right way, or it influences them to have to like be more honest. um Yeah, so especially if you are someone who values like doing things the right way. And I know I'm saying that is like subjective because it's like what is right, but it's like in most aspects of life, like right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, what I'm saying? People know what's right and people know exactly what's wrong. Like, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's just like you may like try to influence people to do things the right way. Like, so that could be like a maternal aspect about you where it's just like, okay, come on guys, like let's do this way. Like, this is the right way to do it. So I think that might also be what inspires like jealousy amongst people as well. It's like you really do hold them to a standard of having to do something the right way or with integrity, okay? Or you inspire people or influence them to, have some morals and ethics. Like, as it relates to how they live life or how they're going about a specific task or something. And it's just like, they be getting so mad. Probably thinking that you're trying to be like self-righteous, but you're literally, you care and you just want things to progress, as smoothly and as seamlessly as possible. So yeah, when you leave, it does kind of influence people to like have to be better or, respect the rules, okay, or respect laws. Like, yeah, you really influence them to have to clean certain aspects of themselves up, okay, or to like organize things, to fix things, to get back on track with things. So yeah, if this is like, you know, a one-on-one direct relationship that you have with someone, you may be influencing them like when you leave to like be better or to clean up like the messy aspects of their life. You know, sometimes people don't want to clean those things up because they're too afraid to like be face to face with those things. But nah, I feel like in order to like move on and to live a better life, a life of some simplicity, you do have to clean up the mess. That's just what I think. Okay, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? The truth? Yo, that's funny. That's funny. Like, yeah. Yeah, they have to basically acknowledge that like you are telling them the truth. Like, you know, you're telling them the truth, or you just live um like I said, like it's kind of like right is right and wrong is wrong. So it's like maybe your code of morality, your ethics is actually virtuous, and it's like you're a virtuous person. So it's kind of like it shows people that like they need to be a bit more like flexible and incorporate just a lot of your values into their life. Um, so that's crazy. And you know the crazy thing is I feel like you give way much more than you need to, or I feel like you should. Okay, you do. I think something you should do, Aries, is you should definitely match energy. Like you should match someone else's level of investment, invest the same amount, or you should match their effort. I think that's something that you should do. But through your overgiving nature, okay, through your overgiving nature, I feel like you actually do influence these people to, you know, to want to be better. Okay, you influence them to want to be better. Like, but unfortunately, it's like you also experience a lot of like smear campaigns or like bullying or just things being said about you, like a lot of gossiping happening behind the scenes because, like I said, you you're not spoiling people that feel entitled to you anyway. Um, so yeah. If anything, I think they're just jealous because you live your life in a better way, like than they do. I think that's just where the jealousy comes from. Like I don't know, it's weird because it'll literally be people like that where it's like when you're helping them, they're so like happy or they act like they're so grateful and then let you stop helping them and it's like that's when they want to start turning. Like people are weird like that, but I think you experience a lot of that, Aries, where it's like people are for you when you're helping them, but as soon as you stop, it's like that's when all hell breaks loose. Hey, Mo9 Transitions. Y'all definitely make sure that you go follow her page because she reads tarot as well. So go ahead and follow Mo9 Transitions. Okay, go subscribe. I'm a subscriber. So it's nice to see you. All right, we're moving on from Aries. You said I'm shook. Yeah, that's so hilarious. Yo, that's so hilarious. Yeah. Yep. I definitely watch my peers. Okay. I watch my peers. I do. Because there was a point where I wasn't posting at all because I was just so busy taking care of my son and doing other things offline. So just in that time, it wasn't like I wasn't active on YouTube. I was just watching my peers and liking, hyping, subscribing to channels. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Like, I try my best with my channel. I really do. Like, you do the work, so you understand like how it could be. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your timestamp is going to be 60 minutes or 1 hour. All right, Sagittarius, what happens after you leave or go silent? Oh, and Cha-Cha, I was starting my live, but I saw your text message about Snoop Dogg. Yo, Cha-Cha said, she was like, yo, Snoop Dogg really came out with sexual seduction. Or wait, sensual seduction? But you know the bad version? She said, yo, he really came out with that song. He really did. Like, he really did. Like, that's so hilarious. He actually has another song on the radio, which is hilarious. Because I heard it yesterday and I was just like, wow. When I was in the car, he has another song on the radio. Like, hey, Shanice. Oh, okay. Heartbreaker. Okay, so Sagittarius, you're appearing as a very confident person, someone that's outspoken and someone that knows exactly what they want. And when you're passionate about anything, it's like you're definitely gonna give it your all. You're gonna give it your time, you're gonna give it your attention. Um, the crazy thing is I feel like it takes a lot for you, just like the other signs, to actually want to leave a situation. But I feel like for you, it's like as soon as you get that download from spirit, or if you get that intuitive nudge to just like leave, that's just what it is that you're gonna do. Um, and it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but I think more than anything, you right, at least right now, you care a lot about like your finances and being stable. If this has to do with like, romance, is like you care a lot about being with someone that has money, that has themselves together, even someone who could be focused on like business and just monetizing all of the different things that they like to do. You care a lot about being a part of something that is long term. Okay. So similar to, I think it was Pisces. Yeah, I think it was similar to Pisces. It's like you're attuned to thinking about long-term things as well, and like your future. And I feel like that's also similar to Scorpio as well. I feel like that message came up. But yeah, like you leave once spirit tells you to leave. Like you leave when spirit tells you to leave. Like once you really get that nudge, that's just like, yeah, you need to go. Now that's when you leave a situation. So yeah, for you, it's like you have to be with someone who has good financial sense, or you just have to be at a job that's paying you well. Like you can't work for pennies and dimes and nickels. Like that's not what I'm getting here, Sagittarius. It's like you have to be getting paid for your level of investment because you feel like you have a lot to offer. So once you feel like the pay, similar to the last sign, once you feel like the pay isn't equivalent to what it is that you have to offer and provide, then you're gonna leave. Once you feel like you're with a partner that, they could have money, but they may be wasteful, living like hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. And the crazy thing is, there's a lot of wealthy people that live like that. So don't think that because someone has a lot of money or has access to a lot of money that they can keep that money. Okay. There's a lot of people that live in multi-million dollar homes that barely have money because they're just spending it and they're being wasteful, they're spending it frivolously. Like it just is what it is. Like they have poor financial decision making skills. So yeah, and you also tend to leave environments, people, communities that are a bit too possessive over your energy because you like to be an independent person. Like you like to come and go as you please. If you need to spend alone time, you like to do that. So you don't really like to be around people that are too possessive over you, or even like with jobs that do that, or communities that do that. Like they expect you to like always be working at a certain level, or they expect you to always take on the same amount of like responsibilities and tasks. Is like, no. Like, no. Or they just expect you to always be there, to always show up, and it's like, no, that's just not realistic. Like, we're not always gonna feel like we want to show up to things. Sometimes we need to take a break, or we need to take time for rest or relaxation. Like, so especially if you're a woman, you're not going to be working like a man. Like, okay, your hormones literally will not allow you to do that. So yeah, you definitely tend to leave places that I feel like may even like exploit what it is that you have to offer. So if you feel like your attractiveness is being exploited, then you have to go. Or like, your appeal, okay? Like your appeal, I guess, is being exploited, then you have to go. Or like, even if you consider yourself to be like a powerful negotiator, it's like if you feel like that's being exploited, you have to go. Like, so you like to be cherished and valued wherever you are. So yeah, like you'll get those intuitive nudges when you feel like this isn't a good place for me to be. Um, so yeah, especially if, like how I was talking about your appeal, like, okay, like that's like sensually or intimately, or like if you're in a romantic situation, if you feel like your person is like trying to exploit your body, okay, then you feel like you have to leave. That's not a safe place for you to be. um okay, so what happens after you leave? Well, you break hearts. That's number one. That's number one. You break hearts. And I mean, especially for those that like try to exploit you, so what? Who cares? Like, do better. For real. But yeah, you definitely do break hearts when you leave. You do. You leave people feeling like just disconnected from life. You leave people feeling, oh yes, you leave people feeling bad about themselves, okay? Because I feel like when you're around, you definitely appeal to people's like ego. And for those people that are arrogant, it's like when you leave, it's like they no longer have access to you. So you're not necessarily an extension of them, or someone that can make them feel better about themselves, egotistically, or someone who can like um, raise their social capital. It just is what it is. It's like sometimes people will just want you around because of how it makes them look to other people, okay, or how it makes them feel. But that doesn't mean they actually care about you being around. But yeah, when you oh yeah, you could also be very psychic and powerful here as well, powerful manifester. So it's like when you leave, it's like any and everything that you were manifesting in regards to like that community, that relationship, or that environment is null and void. Um, yeah, you also leave people feeling bad about themselves. Like you leave people feeling like they're broke or destitute, or they don't have enough to offer. I mean, rightfully so. Like it's like it makes sense. Like it makes sense. Especially if they're not showing up that way, or if they are greedy or materialistic or just like wasteful. Um, so yeah, that's another thing too. Is like you definitely leave when you feel like, like not only are you being exploited, but you feel like it's a waste of time for you. Okay, because it's like you have a lot to offer. So why would you, like I said last week, like cast your pearls among swine. So yeah, you definitely leave people feeling like they're not enough. I mean, rightfully so. Yeah, like they feel like they're not enough. Like, what realizations hit them when you leave? Uh, Pretty much the realizations that hit them is like their time is up. Like their time is up. Their time with you is up. Like they had their turn with you. It's over. Like, so that's something that's interesting here as well. It's like maybe people don't necessarily believe it when you leave. They don't necessarily like believe it. But eventually they do. They don't want to believe it, but they have no other option but to believe it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you leave, it's like you definitely have people feeling completely lonely and abandoned. That's crazy. Like you really leave people to have to like be up to their own devices. Um, yeah. Yeah, and it's like you really do affirm to them that they're not really as great as who they thought they were. So, yeah, like I said, when you're around, you do increase, people's sense of like self-worth or importance because they feel like they're around somebody like you and you're so influential and you carry yourself like you're an important person. So it's like when you leave, they don't feel that way anymore. Okay, they start to feel conflicted about who they actually really are or what their value is, what they actually can provide. Like what can they provide? And I mean, it's seeming like it's not much, or it's seeming like, let me not say it's not much. I just think it needs to be redirected. Okay. So let me not say they don't have much to offer. I just think that they're a bit too wasteful. Or they may not like take life as serious as you, or they just don't appreciate things or exercise gratitude. Like that's a big thing here as well. So yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for, as it relates to you, Sagittarius. There's a lot to be grateful for, but I think once you realize that someone isn't appreciating you or showing gratitude for your presence because you do so much, it's like that's when you gotta go. All right, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value? Yeah, well, with you comes a lot of opportunity, but I think it's because you create opportunities. Um, yeah, you create opportunities and you're very resourceful. So like, yeah, you always are in a state of creating something. Um, yeah, and they also realize that you tried with them. Okay, you tried with them. You tried to get along. Um, you tried to be compatible. Like, uh the crazy thing is like you could be anywhere you want to be, like, and you understand that, but it's like for in the meantime it's like you try to pretty much stick it out or you try to put your best foot forward. um so that's something that they realize. Yeah, they realize that you actually tried with them. Like you didn't have to try with them, but you did. So that's definitely something that they have to acknowledge about your value, is you actually do give people a chance. Because the word that came to mind was countenance. So maybe maybe when you first meet someone, you may not have like the most warm and sunny disposition or countenance. Okay, it's kind of giving like RBF. So you may have RBF. Okay, you may have RBF. So that kind of like puts a bit of like a boundary or a hindrance between like people immediately feeling like warm in your presence. So I feel like, they kind of realize that like over the course of time is like you actually tried, like, or you actually like them, or you actually felt passionate about them or passionate about the job or the community, like, so that's something that they realize is like, no, like, Sag was actually, they actually cared. Okay, they actually cared and they tried, like, um because you didn't have to be there. It's like for you, your presence is everything. So if you're literally not somewhere, yeah, people start I don't want to just jump and be like they start crashing out, but they definitely plunge into a deep and dark place of depression and sadness and loneliness. I could definitely say that. It's like the sun coming out, it is like when the sun comes out, it's like, oh, it's so nice. And then when the sun goes away, it's like, huh, it's so dark, depressing, and cold. So yeah, that's what they're acknowledging about your value. Like after the fact is like, no, you actually tried. You actually were trying to be a bit diligent. You actually did create opportunities. Um, I just keep getting it. It's like you tried. You tried your best. But I think a lot of people connect with you for like egoic needs, Sagittarius. So yeah, when they get left, they get left. Deal with it. Like, deal with the reality of who you actually are. Like, create your own identity outside of who you know and who you're connected to. Hey, James. Drake said, I tried with you, but that just didn't sit right with you. Like, yo, you know what I mean when you try? Like, all I keep hearing, like, it's like when Coco Jones said, what she said in that song, you know that song where she be like, wait, the song where she be like, here we go. She be like, over and over and over again. Y'all know that song by Coco Jones where she be like, and I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yo, what's that song? She's basically talking about like an ex who always like hoovers her back in anytime she tries to like move on. Like, yo, what's that song by Coco Jones? Because she really was like, and I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Like, now I gotta go look it up. Oh yeah, it's called Here We Go. Oh no, wait. What is it called? Yep, Here We Go. Uh-oh. Yep. Yo. She was screaming in that song about how much she was trying. All right, Leo, your timestamp is going to be 116:15. I'm sorry, 116:30. I'm trying not to go by quarters. All right, 116:30. It's 116:30. Cha-cha. Oh, dang. Yeah, Leo, pretty much what I'm getting here from you is like you're definitely someone who is attuned towards winning. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to win at the end of the day. It's like if there's a challenge ahead of you, it's like instead of you shrinking back into safety and being scared and not wanting to take the risk, it's like 10 times out of 10, it's like you're going to stand up. You're going to, because you already have confidence in yourself. So you're going to exercise your confidence, knowing that anything that you do is going to assure success. Okay. So you could be a very competitive person as well. But you have so much confidence and faith in yourself. It seems like it always ends up turning out quite positively for you. Yeah, it always does. I'm not even just saying that because I'm a Leo sun, but that's literally what the cards are saying here. Like, it always ends up positively for you. You're literally always winning. So yeah, you leave situations once you realize that like there's a lack of direction. So like if it's a relationship and you feel like the relationship isn't going anywhere, it's like you're gonna leave. Because what is it that we're trying to accomplish? So you're a very goal oriented person. It's like you're always trying to win. And I don't see it as like winning against your own detriment. No, I don't see it. It's not against your own detriment. I just feel like you want to be similar to the other signs, is like you want to be compensated or rewarded for your effort. So yeah, and you're also a very independent person as well, and you know exactly what is needed. Like, you know exactly what is needed. So like if you entered a job situation, you know, you would know exactly what it is that you would need to do, or that the company needs to do to help ensure success. um that's it. So you have the ability to, it's not even just like being detail oriented and like meticulous, but it's like assessing, you know, issues and wanting to fix them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's a job position that Cha mentioned that people actually can like do that. Like they go into a company, they assess all of the shortcomings, all of the issues, all of the problems, and then they literally come up with creative solutions to fix it. So I feel like that's how you are, Leo. So when you enter a relationship, it's like you can literally, what I saw is like a body scan. It's like you could literally scan someone's energy or just whatever it is that they're telling you. Is like you can scan it, figure out what the issues are, and then say, okay, well, you can do this to fix it or that to fix it. I also heard, if we're not headed to the top, where are we going? So for you, it's like, why would you do anything for failure? Okay, it's like any and everything that you do is to ensure success. Okay, to ensure success. Because what I just heard was like stamp of approval. If you put your name on something, you want it to look good. If you put your name on something, you want it to be successful. If you put your, Cha said it's called a scrum master. Yeah, there you go. It's like if you put your name on something, you want it to look sexy. Like if you put your name on something, you want it to actually achieve exactly what it is that it's supposed to. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm getting here. So when you're in a situation in which you feel like things are destabilized, or you feel like, there's a lack of direction, or you feel like the people that should be making decisions aren't making decisions in line or in step with what you have going on or what your intentions are, that's when you got to go. Yeah, because you realize that this isn't really focused, or whatever this is, isn't necessarily focused on progressing towards success like what you would do. It's just going backwards into its demise or into failure. So Leo, this is very similar to Scorpio's reading, so you should probably go back and listen to Scorpio. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting here. So yeah, for you, it's like you can make good decisions on the spot. Some people might look at it as you being impulsive, but it's not. Any decision that you make always ends up in success, never in failure. So yeah, yeah, when you leave, stuff definitely breaks down for real. Like stuff breaks down. I feel like you have a habit of leaving things right before its demise. Okay, literally, it's like spirit will literally push you out of that place right before it really completely breaks down. So you tend to leave a lot of places before like the drama really actually unfolds, or you might leave a job and then, like, let's say, you know 2 weeks to 2 months after you leave that job, something happens, like the building catches on fire, or a lot of people end up quitting, okay, or the business just goes under. So yeah, that's definitely just, I feel like God working in your life and just really redirecting you out of complete and utter chaos. But yeah, when you leave, it's like, well, you're pretty much, it seems like the glue that will hold things together. So it's like if you leave a relationship, that's pretty much it, because you were the glue that held it together. If you leave a family dynamic, that's it, because now all of your family members are estranged and fragmented and feel disconnected from each other. um so yeah, when you leave, it's like the decision is made. So it just seems like you may defer a lot of decision making to other people, like to other people that are confused and uncertain. And I think that for you, I would just say, like, you should empower yourself more with understanding that, yeah, you are the energy and the momentum, but you also have a say on where that energy and momentum goes. Okay, and if it's not going anywhere, that's, I think, what hems you up and makes you want to leave. So yeah, you defer a lot of decision making to other people that actually don't even have the same gift of confidence or sight as you. um to really spot uh how they could win, or in what ways. Like, it's just, yeah, no. Or where they can win is kind of what I'm saying. So yeah, no, I think yeah, the decisions are pretty much made. Like after you leave, that's what it is. So for example, let's just say that you found yourself in like a third party relationship, right? And it's like, instead of you continuing to stay in that third party relationship, let's just say you decide to leave. Okay. You decide to leave because you decide that you're not going to compete in this arena. So you decide to leave. And let's say that person didn't know if they could decide to be with you or the other person. Well, once you left, the decision was made. Don't choose me, choose the other person. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting here, Leo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so once you leave, it's like, I think similar to the other signs, is like people really see just how much you actually tried, or how much you gave, or how much you actually wanted to see things succeed or to become better. Um, because once you go, it's like, things really, start breaking down. Yeah. It's like when you leave, it's like people realize just how much you wanted things to succeed, or they also realize how much they should have like actually praised you and appreciated you for being there. Um, yeah, and how they should have, I don't want to say like taken advantage in a bad way, but it's like, in that way, I feel like they should have like taken advantage of like the energy, okay, or the fact that you wanted to win, or the fact that anything you did was to assure success. They should have taken advantage of that, as opposed to like maybe just allowing the energy to like fizzle and burn out. And it's not just, for relationships. This could be like for, like, let's say you worked for someone. It's like they should have took advantage of like how much you actually wanted things to work out and to succeed, as opposed to like lacking direction, making stupid decisions, not wanting to take particular actions that needed to be taken, like, or even just from being scared. Because I just feel like you're a bold and fearless person. You tend to be around people that are scared to do things, not wanting to take risks, like maybe even people who don't necessarily like consider your thoughts and opinions or consider your ideas. So it's like after you leave, they're like, damn, I should have taken advantage of the energy when it was there, or the momentum when it was there. So Mo9 said, my Leo buddy is dealing with this right now. Yeah, like you had a lot to offer. You had a lot to offer, and I feel like it's just similar to, I think, was it Cancer? It's just your kindness. It's like, for you, I feel like it's a pleasure for you to give, or to like inspire, or to influence, or to be there. Like, it's definitely a pleasure for you to do that. So yeah, that's what happens. That's a realization that hits them when you leave. Is like, the crazy thing is like, I feel like it's hard to keep up with you. So once you're gone, you're gone. Like, okay, once you're gone, you're gone. Like, foot to the gas pedal, you're out of here. Like, so yeah, the realizations that hit them is like, you're gone. Okay, it's gonna be very impossible or difficult to like have to catch up with you, or potentially like reel you back in, or hoover you back in. Like, you're gone. Like, you're out of there. And I feel like you also have like leveled up in a way as well, to where it's like, even if you wanted to go back to that old job or go back to that relationship, it's like you can't, because you're already on something else. Okay, the song I just got was Deuces by Chris Brown. In Deuces, when he's like, I'm on some new shit, like you're on something new, so it's kind of difficult to get you to come back, because your mind is going, like you're already focused on something else. So yeah, that's what people realize. Yeah, like, and though they realize that like when you leave, you actually were a blessing. And that's the thing about you. I feel like you're willing to share your blessings with others. So sucks. Like, they don't have access to that anymore. All right, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Hey, woman. Okay. Yeah. Well, they acknowledge, at least now, that you actually were an inclusive person. So in many ways, they should have aligned with you when they had the chance. Like, you're an inclusive person. Like, and it's like you're always gonna find your people, or you're gonna find someone to align with. So yeah, woman, I'm not sure what's going on, with you, but I definitely hope that you get the support that you need. I hope you get the support that you need, because I'm not sure what's going on. But I would say that if you're feeling triggered right now or just highly emotional, then the best thing for you to do is to not be on the internet, or at least to not be watching a tarot reading. I would definitely say that. And especially not watching a general tarot reading. Like, if you need some additional support, then you need something more individualized, and specialized, to help you, just kind of get through what you're going through. But yeah, if you're feeling highly emotional and triggered right now, just click off. Click off. Don't be on the internet right now. That's my advice. But yeah, so Leo, what are they forced to acknowledge about you? Well, you are actually an inclusive person. Okay, you are, like, your blessings and what you have to offer would benefit the community and not just yourself. So yeah, like, pretty much it is what it is. It's like, if someone is not trying to win with you, then they just have to get left. So yeah, I think that's something that they're realizing, is that they should have aligned with you, or they should have, you know, maybe even step back and allowed you to take the leadership position, because you're a leader anyway. They maybe should have allowed you to take a step back and to make decisions. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, Leo, is like, stop deferring decision making to other people. Like, make your own decisions. You know what you're doing, because everything that you want to do, or that you intend on doing, is for it to succeed. Okay, or for you to win. So yeah, that's what I would say. They're also acknowledging that you actually are a trustworthy person. So that was probably a part of it as well, is them not necessarily trusting you, or not really trusting your angle. Um, so I think that was a part of it as well, like not trusting your ideas. Should have trusted it. All right, let's move on. Let's see what the next sign is. I think we're moving on to the earth signs. Yes, the earth signs, but I'm trying to figure out, was it Capricorn or Virgo that was requested first? I think Virgo. Yeah, it was Virgo, because some weirdo got in the comments earlier and said that, what did they say about Virgo? Something like Virgo sucks, or some stupid stuff like that. Like, I'm like, what? What's wrong with you? Like, why would you really come into the live saying that? It's like, the more that I learn about myself, the more and more I appreciate, my Virgo placements, for real. The more and more I appreciate them. So that kind of like pissed me off a little bit. All right. Virgo, your timestamp is going to be 1:33. Virgo, what happens after you leave or go silent? Thanks for putting the timestamps in the chat, Cha-Cha. Yeah, Virgo, once you receive the clarity that you need, you're out. Okay? You're literally out. So yeah, I think that's something that is that you tend to like overthink things. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Is like, you tended to overthink things. Or just like, you're endlessly thinking, analyzing, trying to make sense out of things that are actually confusing as hell. Like, I think that's something that you understand. And you're, as it relates to like leaving situations or leaving people, it's like, I think you should know that, or at least you, hopefully you're aware of now, is like, you don't have to do all that. Like, you literally don't have to do all that. You don't have to wait for every single thing to be revealed to you. You don't have to wait for secrets to be exposed. You don't have to wait for any of that. Like, you can just decide to say, like, you know what? This is too uncertain. This is too confusing. Like, instead of me having to like think about everything and leave no stone unturned, it's okay for me to leave those stones turned over and for me to just walk away. Like, I don't have to think too deeply into this. I think that's something that you're understanding now, Virgo. But yeah, for you, in order for you to leave something alone, or to leave a person alone, or to leave an environment, or to leave a job, is like, you just feel like you have to make sense of everything. And it's like, I just don't think everything needs to be made sense of. Like, I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. So for you, it's similar to the other signs. It takes you a while to leave, but I just think it's because you're trying to figure every single thing out that doesn't make sense to you. You're trying to figure it all out. Like, you just want to gain as much clarity and understanding as possible. But like I said, some things you just have to leave where it is. Okay. You just have to. It's like, when you see a red flag or something, and then you're just like, let me explore that red flag. It's like, you don't have to explore that red flag. Okay, the red flag is what it is. It's what it was. Like, now move on or adjust. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's just too much over analyzing and overthinking being done. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, like, once you gain the clarity that you feel like you need on something, that's when you go. And not only do you go, but you also like block. Okay, you also block to protect your privacy. Yeah, to protect your emotional state. It's like, you have to block, because the crazy thing is like, as you were like over analyzing and overthinking, I don't think you really understood and realized like how like emotionally deep you were getting with this thing. Okay, so it's like, when you're really feeling confused, like, it's just like, there's no limit to like the depths of that. Okay, so it's given like Scorpio a bit, Virgo. It's just like, there's no limits to the depths. And I think you need to stop trying to make sense of this. Like, if it just doesn't feel right, that's enough for you to go. So yeah, eventually you leave when you understand that like, your emotional state is being highly affected, by your overthinking, or just by what is happening to you, or how someone is making you feel, or how an environment is making you feel. Once you realize that like, it's becoming emotionally destabilizing for you, you have to go. Like, once you realize that, you're unhappy, you have to go. So yeah, you're definitely focused a lot on understanding your emotions, or maybe even intellectualizing what is going on a bit too much, when you just don't have to. Like, you can just feel it and decide to leave. You don't have to think and explain and question everything. Okay, so eventually when you reach your level of understanding, that's when you go. Okay. It sounds like my son is up now, because he was asleep. He actually got up earlier today, because I heard him. He wanted to go outside and ride his scooter, but it's like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, you need to relax. Yeah. Well, what happens after you leave or go silent? I feel like people start chasing behind you. So if it's like, if you leave a job, it's like, they're always trying to call you back to come back to the job. Like, that's funny. There's like, if you experience people always wanting to come back. So like, if you leave a relationship, it's like, that person is coming back. Okay, they're definitely coming back for real. Or let's say you just stop, talking to a family member or something, and you decide to distance yourself away from that person. Is like, they're still persistent in trying to have a connection or a relationship with you. So you definitely experience people, trying to come back. Okay, running back. Like they're in the NFL. That's what I'm getting here, Virgo. Yeah, because they just can't stand your actual independence or freedom away from them. Um, which is funny. It's not to say that they don't appreciate it, but I feel like you have a lot of value and and they want that back. Yeah, you know the crazy thing is I feel like you always are questioning feelings or you're questioning things because it's never really made apparent or clear to you. So you may have been a part of like a lot of love relationships where people don't actually express how they truly feel about you. So you're always left questioning. Or you may be at a job where it's like they don't really affirm how good of a job that you're doing. So you just don't never you never know. You just don't think that, you know, you're valuable or worthy in that environment or a part of that relationship. Or just if it's a anywhere in the community, maybe people don't really express like how much, you actually positively affect the environment or the community. They just don't give you your props or they don't validate you as you're there. So you may not think that it matters if you're there or not. But then once you leave, that's when you realize that like it actually does matter or you do matter. It's just that you weren't affirmed when you were there. You weren't affirmed in that present moment. So it's like when you go, that's when people want to start affirming and validating you and telling you how they feel about you, um, or how important you are, or how inspiring you are. Now they want to start showing you gratitude and appreciation. Like, so yeah, after you leave and go silent, what happens? You get the validation that you deserved from the beginning. Okay, that's what you get, and you get a lot of people running back to you. Um, Now people want to tell you how they feel, especially if there was anything that they repressed, like any type of affirmations that they repressed from you. Is like now they want to start expressing those things to you. So yeah, I think the issue is that like you're always left wondering and thinking too deeply into things because unfortunately people aren't just forthcoming with how they feel or what they think or their thoughts or opinions about you or about the environment, the community that you're in, about how essential you are to that thing or to that place. Is like they just don't tell you, so you're always left wondering if you even matter. Like, so yeah, that's crazy, Virgo. Hey Dana. What realizations hit them when you leave? What realizations? Well, it's pretty much the same thing. Like they're similar to, I forgot what sign it was, but it's like after you leave, it's like the realization is like they have to do something to continue the connection or the bond that y'all had. So that's why I feel like they feel like they have to run back to you. Okay. Like, or they have to chase you. They feel like they have to chase you. Like when you leave, it's like they feel like, no, I need to do something to reconnect with Virgo or to get them back on my team. Like I have to do something. Yeah, they're acknowledging that, you are a blessed person. You definitely are. You're a blessed person, but they also realize that you can take your blessings anywhere. Like that you can take them anywhere. So yeah, the realizations that hit them when you leave is like they have to catch up with you as soon as possible to reestablish the connection with you. They start to understand the importance of, like I said, of who you are. Yeah, there's a lot of like running, chasing behind you type of energy that I'm seeing here, like a lot of travel. So yeah, it's just basically the same message. They have to get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, this is why you should like appreciate and show gratitude for people when they're actually there. Like if people did that, stuff like this wouldn't happen to you, Virgo. All right, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Well, they should have affirmed you and gave you your flowers. But what else? Well, in many ways, it's like you know, you're a butterfly as well. Like you can always flutter to the next opportunity or to the next wave. Like you don't have to stay here. Like, you know, you don't have to stay anywhere. I think that's something that they're forced to acknowledge is like you can literally, like I said, take you, your blessings, anywhere you go, everywhere you go. Like it's not just exclusive to them. Yeah. Yeah. It's not exclusive to them. That's something that they have to acknowledge about your value. Like you brought peace, ease, and solitude into the situation. Um, but since they didn't want to give you your props, okay, and affirm you, it's like you could leave and take all of that with you. Yeah, they're understanding that you're an action-based person as well. See, the thing is I feel like people may underestimate you because similar to the other signs, it's like you overstay, not even just overstaying your welcome, but that's like basically, you know, that's the phrase I could think of, but it's like you tend to overstay because you're literally just trying to figure out and analyze and organize information. Like you're doing too much in your mind. Okay. So I think for a point of time, people may look at you and think, oh, you're stagnant. Okay. But it's like, no, like once you leave and you figure shit out and it becomes clear to you, it's like you're, you typically tend to do something new that they have not seen you do before. Okay, so it's like you're kind of switching directions or switching gears and they have not seen you do that. So, yeah, they understand that like you can act when necessary. Okay, you can act when necessary, and that's something valuable about you. Yeah, you can act when necessary, especially if that means distancing yourself and going in a different direction. It's like you actually can. I think you're underestimated, but that's only because you spend a lot of time thinking, and when you think, like it's just it's not changing anything. Like I'm not saying that you just have mental activity. It's like eventually you know you reach the solution that you need to eventually. Like eventually it comes to you, but I don't know, I feel like eventually takes too long. You know, like eventually takes too long. It's just like just go. Maybe you feel like you don't want to make an impulsive decision, but I don't know. Tap in with your fire sign brothers and sisters, okay? They will teach you how to just get up and leave. Yo. Thanks for the star, Cha-Cha. All right, let's move on from Virgo to Capricorn. Capricorn, your timestamp is going to be 1:47:30. Capricorn. 1:47:30. Hey Mia, I don't know if I said hi. It's nice to see you. Capricorn, you should go listen to Leo's reading. You might identify with some of the messages that are there. But yeah, the energy that I'm picking up from you, Capricorn, is like you are a liberator. Okay? You definitely are a liberator. Like you're someone who is so like confident and bold enough to like just teach or influence or show people how to be free. Okay? Literally how to be free or how to be sovereign or how to have dominion over their own lives or their own spaces or their own mind. It's like you definitely will liberate people. Like you empower people. You really do. You empower people to get out of their own way. Okay? So that's the thing is I feel like you may encounter a lot of people that like put up a lot of like unnecessary roadblocks, or they create challenges where there aren't any, or you know they start to focus more so on like limitations and things that they don't have. or feeling like they still need something to accomplish anything or to go anywhere. It's like you're definitely that person that would be like, F that. Like, you're creating too many problems for yourself. You need to just do. Okay. So Capricorn, your whole thing is just do it. Okay. Like, you can feel the fear, but just do it anyway. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, I think that you try to liberate people and you definitely influence people to be like you. Well, I just heard yo, y'all know that song by David Banner and Chris Brown, Stunting is a Habit, Get Like Me? That's you. That's your whole steez right there. That's your whole energy, Capricorn. Is like, stunting is a habit, get like me. Like, so I like that for you. I feel like you're actively living life. It's like you're not just alive, you're alive and living. Okay, so that's kind of the energy I get, and it's like you influence other people to do the same thing as well. But once you typically will leave a situation when you keep hearing excuses. Like, when you keep hearing excuses or seeing that people are like, in many ways, maybe even trying to like sabotage the pace of things or try to like slow things down, is like, especially out of like fear or like a lack of self-belief or self-esteem, it's like that's when you gotta go. That's when you gotta go for real. Like, once you realize that like the community isn't really aligning with you and what you have going on, but maybe you find yourself aligning with them, um things start to slow down for you, that's when you have to go. And you also are such an independent person that like, once you realize that maybe someone is trying to like indoctrinate you into a certain mindset or belief, or like if you realize that the beliefs of the community aren't necessarily aligning with yours, then it's a problem. Also, you have to, well, you are someone who feels like you have to rebel against like negative environments or just negative people. So once you start to find yourself in communities with people where it's like all they do is gossip and focus on the lives of other people and not what their personal, other reason for you to have to leave as well. So you don't really care too much for gossip, for slander. You don't really care too much for people not being like friendly, or also people trying to like negatively influence you to be just as limited or as stuck as them. It's like that's when you have to leave, because that's not what you're trying to do with your life. That's not how you're trying to be. So yeah, birds of a feather flock together. That's something else I heard for you as well. But yeah, like, you just feel like people should be aligning with your time and what you have going on and with what you want, as opposed to you having to align with them. And especially if their groupthink is negative, is limiting, like, it's really no point for you to be around. So yeah, I could definitely see that like within the workplace is like, if you have to work in groups of people and like all of those people do is like talk about the other people at the job as opposed to like actually getting the work done, it's like you gotta go, because it's like, what is the point? The point was to come here and to get the work done, not to gossip about what somebody wore or what somebody ate. Okay, or if it's like a friends group, it's like you would be that person, that leader in a friends group that's always pushing for y'all to like, let's do something together. Like, two heads are better than one. Like, come on, let's like have a joint project or something that we could work on. But then when you realize it's like your friends aren't interested in that, let's say they're just interested in going out and turning up and not focusing on like their future and goals, it's like you got to get out of there too. So you just can't be in limited environments or around people that are keeping themselves stuck. That's when you feel like you got to go. So what happens after you leave? Well, after you decide to leave, the work definitely goes unfinished. I think that similar to another sign is like you're the energy, like you're pretty much the momentum, you're the motion, you're like the battery pack. So it's like once you leave, things are just left unfinished, or things experience a setback. Especially if this is like work, it's like the work is left unfinished, like it is. And once you leave, it's like things are pretty much left up to the other individuals, and it's like, it's if it left up to them and up to their devices, it's like it, it's not going to be a high quality. Okay, so it may not be a high quality of work. Or let's say you leave your friends behind, it's like you know, the quality of who they are as a person begins to decline, like, because they don't have you as the motivating force or the motivating factor or the influential person around. They don't have that. um what else? What else happens? Like, yeah, I think that the thing about you is like you inspire people to want to do better. This is why I feel like you rebel against like anything that is negative or anything that would make you a worse person or worse off than maybe where you were or where you are, especially like if you're still in the pursuit of, you know, becoming better or becoming, you know, your favorite self. Like, things just become worse. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it really is giving birds of a feather for you. And I think that for you, your environment matters. So you should probably go back and listen to Pisces reading as well. But I'm kind of getting that as well. It's like around people, you try to be very fluid around them. But you do end up getting caught up with people that don't necessarily want the best out of life, or they're not focusing on having the best, or their priorities are a bit messed up. Like, they should be focusing on work, but they're just focusing on like frivolous things or things that don't really matter. Yeah, you're focused on hitting milestones. Some of you could even be like focused on school, you know, or yeah, focusing on school. At the end of the day, you're focusing on winning, but I think you also want to be, like I said, become a better person, a better version of yourself. Like, so yeah, unfortunately, their way towards doing what you're doing is blocked. Like, their way is blocked. That's why when you have a good person in your life, you should cherish that person and continue to evolve with that person. Yes, I think what happens here is like you just outgrow or out evolve, you know, or evolve out of rather, those communities that just are not or no longer on your vibration. So yeah, yep. When you have a good person in your life, try your best to evolve with that person. Try your best. Okay? Try your best to evolve with that person. Like, cause I think some people feel like, you know, like just in general, that like people are entitled to having to help them. Like, we're not entitled, or it's like expected rather. And they feel entitled, but they feel like you have to help them, or because you have a certain amount of knowledge, or because you're doing something that's different, that they may want to do, but they don't know how to do. They feel like you have to help them. Like, there's an expectation there. But I think with you, it's like you really do teach people that like you don't have to do shit. Like, you don't have to do shit. If you didn't align with me when you had the chance, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I think that's kind of what it is for you, Capricorn. So yeah. Yep. It's like when you leave, similar to another sign, it's like you're no longer giving anything that you have to offer. And things start to break down for these people, for these relationships. Um, yeah, so they just remain stuck. That's what happens. Like, that's what happens. Like, if you went back to connect with these people, they would literally still be at the same place. Like, if you went back to connecting with, like, let's just say this is an ex or past romantic lovers, it's like they're still going to be at the same place doing the same things. All right, so what realizations hit them when you leave? Well, I think the biggest realization is they understand that you're changing your friends group, or you're changing your social circles. That's what they realize. They realize that, I mean, it's because what I just heard is someone saying, "Oh, you think we're not good enough for you?" So it's kind of like projections, but it's pretty much just the truth. Like, they realize that they're not good enough for you. Like, because they're not focused on what you're focusing on. You feel like what you're focusing on are great things. Because yeah, I can see that here. It's like you actually want to accomplish milestones. Like, you actually want to see the rewards from all of your like effort and hard work. Like, you actually are trying to transition into something new. So yeah, that's what hits them when you leave, is like they're still old news. Okay. Yo, I just heard Fergie say I'm so 2008, you're so 2000 and late. It's like that's something that they realize is like, dang, like we really aren't as evolved as Capricorn, or dang, like Capricorn really outgrew us. So that's what you're getting. Well, that's the realization that they're getting. Rather, Capricorn is like that you outgrew them. Yo, hey Lisa. Lisa said, "Oh my gosh, people really been projecting left and right heavily today, out here doing the work." I know that's right. I know that's right. Like, what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't have access to you? That literally, they just should have went with the flow. Okay, they should have gone with the flow. Like, go with the flow. They just should have went where the energy was going. Like I said, Capricorn is like you're the motion. They just should have went where you were going instead of putting up like roadblocks. Just like I said, like when you have a good person in your life, like try your best to evolve with that person. Just try your best to evolve with them. Try your best, like, because it's not too often that you will meet great people out here. Okay, it's not too often. um it's not too often. All right, yeah, so that's what they're realizing about your a value. Like you're also patient with them. Like you tried. Similar to another sign, it's like you actually tried with these people. Because that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like it's a community, but of course you could think about this reading in terms of if you left a solo relationship, it's just you and another person, or like, you know, but I'm getting here that it's like a community of people. For some of you, this could even relate to like your church. It's like this is what happened after you left your church. Yeah, and it's crazy because if this is a church that you're thinking about, Capricorn, like I'm glad you left it because it's messy. Okay, it's messy. Like it's a lot of gossip and slander that's going on behind the scenes, and it's kind of giving blasphemy, you know. Or you could just leave people that are like very like hypocritical, um, or even like people that are like charlatans, you know, like they make it seem like they're standing up for a cause, but they're not. Behind the scenes, they're doing shady stuff in the name of that cause, but people don't necessarily know about it. So that's kind of what it's giving. Oftentimes, that's when people like use the word of God to like scam and scheme. Like that's like a charlatan. Or using the word of God to try to like gain support and favor. But behind the scenes, they're doing something crazy and shady. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing here. A lot of people do that actually. It's crazy. A lot of people do that on micro and macro levels. But yeah, that's what they understand about your value. Like you actually were patient. So if you're off to the next thing or connecting with other people that you feel like are more in alignment with you, like it took you time to do that. Okay, it definitely took you time. Because I feel like with you, like similar to the other signs, it's like you do stay too long. But for you, I feel like you tend to lock yourself into situations or into relationships like sooner than what you should. Or you tend to get locked into like, you know, employment sooner than what you should, or you're not looking towards the next thing. Like I feel like you should always consistently be leveling up. And it may take you too long to like figure that out. um yeah, for some of you, I just heard I'm just trying to get my feet wet, so you might just try to give things a chance, but mm-mm. You can't get your feet wet anymore. Yo, you said, and don't fake it either. You talking about evolving, Lisa? Don't fake it. Yeah, you actually have to do the work. It's like when you meet a good person, like, yeah, you know, don't fake it, like, but actually do the work because it's gonna benefit you. But it's just crazy because it's like a lot of people have met me, but it's like they'll just be trying to like exploit certain things about me, and it's just like, look, if that's what you came here for, that's what you wanted to exploit, that's all you're gonna get. Don't be salty when I meet somebody else that gets the most out of me. Okay, because they appreciated me and they were grateful. Like, it reminds me of that song with Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Calvin Harris. You know that song where Rihanna be like, baby, this is what you came for? Like, yeah, that's what you came for. That's what you got. Like, Let me stop. All right, let's move on. Taurus, your timestamp is going to be 2:04:30. This is what you came for. Like, no, because people will really be trying to use you for one thing. It's like, that's the one thing. Okay. Like, once you find out what that one thing is, you be like, all right, well, you got enough of it. So it's over now. It's okay, Lisa. I feel like today's reading kind of got off to like a very slow start. And it seems a bit slow anyway. So it's cool. You can always go back and rewatch. And speed it up. Okay, speed it up. Speed up the reading. Yeah. Taurus, I feel like you decide to leave when you pretty much realize that there's nothing else left for you to do. Like, there's nothing else left for you to give. Um when you feel emotionally depleted, that's when you have to leave. Cause what I just heard was I have no F's to give. So once you get to that point where you feel completely disconnected from a relationship, when you feel like it's monotonous, when you feel disconnected from a job, when you feel disconnected from a friends group, like from your family, from your environment, it's like once you're just kind of like, ugh, this is not what's it for me, like that's when you have to leave. So it takes some time for you, similar to the other signs. It really does, because it's like you're allowing yourself to become so emotionally depleted or indifferent when you could just prioritize, how you feel, like your happiness in the moment, as things may be going downhill. And then that'll kind of be a gauge where you can kind of understand that, like, okay, I got to get out of here now before I'm completely emotionally overwhelmed or exhausted. But yeah, you pretty much allow yourself to become very depleted before you decide to leave. And I think that is a bit unnecessary, because some people get into this space of being emotionally depleted and it goes into depression. Okay. I mean, for you, it doesn't. Okay. For you, it does not. But it can. Okay. Or it could. It could. But for you, it does not. Um, for you, it doesn't. It's like once you get to this point, I mean, look, and it's the grace of God. Like once you get to this point, it's like you start thinking about what else is out there for you. Like, so you don't get so caught up in the present, you start to think in the future. Like what's next? You start to look ahead. So good for you. I mean, when you look ahead, and you look at the potential possibilities, it's like that is the thing that kind of forces you to have to get up and have to leave. But I don't think you should have to allow yourself to get so emotionally depleted and feeling indifferent or disconnected to then say, okay, let me look at what else is out there for me. Like, you don't have to allow yourself to get to that point, because most people don't get up from that. Okay. Most people remain inactive. But for you, it's like you get there. Okay, cool. It seems like you're able to transmute that energy into action. So good for you. Okay. Good for you. But most people can't do that. That's all I'm saying, Taurus. Most people cannot do that. Um, so yeah, I think that you care a lot about your investments. Okay, you care a lot about where you put your time and where you put your energy and where you put your money. So it's like you don't have to allow yourself to be completely exhausted, depleted. Um, you don't have to allow yourself to get there to that point. Um, so yeah, you could also be sacrificing too much of yourself or becoming a martyr, whether it's to a relationship, to a job, to anything. It's like you're allowing yourself to become that martyr where you're sacrificing yourself for something else or for a particular cause is kind of what I'm getting here as well. So yeah, what happens after you leave or go silent? What happens? Okay. Well, I mean, for you, things balance out for you because I feel like you you just emotionally deplete yourself. So you may feel like, regenerated after the fact, rejuvenated. You may feel like a renewal. I mean, at least I feel like this has to do with like you not okay, so part of the issue here is I feel like you sometimes get in your way and you think like things will always be like this. So you may not understand that like, okay, this is just a phase or a cycle that you actually can get out of. Um, so yeah, something happens to you where you literally will transmute that energy is from you looking forward and then you realize like, oh, okay, like I actually do have the rest of my life. Like I actually do have a future to look forward to. So no, things do not always have to be like this. So I feel like that's how you're restored emotionally. And also energetically, I feel like you're restored because you allow people to take too much. So you deal with a lot of parasites. Okay. So you're in environments where people are literally feeding off of your life force and off of your energy that it depletes you physically. Okay. Where you actually feel weak. So it's like when you leave, you basically call all of your energy back to you that other people have been feeding off of. Um, but yeah, what happens to them? What they get stunted on, that's what happens to them after you leave. Like after you leave, you basically flex on them. Okay. Um, which is interesting. Yep, you flex on them, like you go independent. For some of you, it's like if this has to do with like let's just say you were collaborating with someone for business. It's like once you realize that okay, yeah, this person might be exploiting me or depleting me of my energy, of my time, like and you decide to leave, it's like you definitely stun on them. Everything that you felt like you needed them for, you either acquire it on your own or you have like new support that comes in to help you. So whatever goals that you might have had collectively with this person is like you're still going to accomplish it anyway without them. Independent. Like you're going independent. So yeah, that's what happens after you leave or go silent. Like you literally energetically flex on people and you show them that you don't actually really need them anyway. And I think something that you understand is like they actually needed you, or they were more like dependent or codependent on your energy than you to them. Like you don't need them. So I think that's a part of like I don't want to say it's like the manipulation, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here as well. It's like maybe it is that people have played a lot of psychological games on you and making you feel like, you need them. But that's not necessarily the case. It's like they need you. But you shouldn't allow yourself to get completely burnt out and exhausted before you get to that point in understanding. Like, yeah, it's like people put you in these weird ass like unequal power dynamics where they make it seem like you're beneath them. Um, and it's weird too because it's like then they kind of treat you like you're a workhorse also. So yeah, I think that's something that you're understanding here is like what you have to offer is valuable. Um, and maybe you've been manipulated into feeling like it's not. Um, I just feel like people tend to abuse what it is that you have to offer. So yeah, like after you leave, you take all your investment with you. You take all of your skills, talents, and capabilities with you, and you flex on people. You show them that you actually don't really need them, um, and you basically level out the playing field, and showing them that no, I know that you needed me more than I needed you. That type of thing. Lisa said manipulation has been thrown at me left and right all my life. I'm tired of people think I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. So what realizations hit them when you leave? Taurus. What hits them? Um, yeah, so this is crazy because it's more so like realizations about like themselves, realizations about themselves. It seems like when you leave, you kind of get out of the grasp of people that were, it's like you get out of the grasp of people that were using you. So in many ways, it's like they know that they're parasites. Like they know that they need to latch on to people. But now it's kind of like when you leave, now they have to find like a new person to latch onto or a new source of supply or energetic source. Now they have to find that. So it's like when you leave, it's like they're pretty much left scrambling. Like they're left scrambling. And it's crazy because you know the vision that I saw, and I just want to get this vision out of my mind. It's like I just saw the vision of someone turning the light on and then roaches just scrambling. Like, you know, like that's just what I saw. It's like turning the light on and like roaches scrambling. Like so yeah, that's kind of the realizations that hit them when you leave. It's like they have to go find a new source of supply. They have to. Like they have to go find somebody else to use. All right, what are they forced to acknowledge? You said, woof, that's rough. Like, what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Well, pretty much something that they're understanding is that, like, as far as like within your value, like you're moving on to reach your highest potential, and they're understanding that they're not necessarily connected to that happening. They're not connected to your destiny. And I think that's probably why they try to hold on to you as much as possible. Oftentimes people can sense like when someone is on the come up or when someone is on the brink of greatness or doing something great, you know, experiencing some type of win or success, like that's very like monumental. It's like oftentimes people can sense that, so they'll try to hold on to you for as long as possible so that they can be around when that happens. But the salty thing, the salty thing, which I feel like these people understand, is that they're not connected to it, because as soon as you let them go and decide to go about this independent, or, you know, new people come into your life to support you and like things really pop off, then they kind of realize that like they didn't have nothing to do with it, or, you know, they didn't belong at your table as these things were happening. But sometimes people really will try to hold on to you for as long as possible just so that they can experience that goodness. But when they're not around and it happens, they're so salty. They're so salty because, you know, they realize that they didn't belong. Okay, they didn't belong there. They didn't belong. So yeah, that's something that they're forced to acknowledge about your value, is like your potential for abundance is high. Okay. And while you were there, being depleted, it's like things weren't really popping off for you, or things weren't really blossoming or growing for you because you were giving all your energy elsewhere. That's what you were doing. Um, I guess you could just say it's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson. Yeah. It's a learning lesson, but yeah, they're understanding the truth of the matter, which is like they didn't deserve to be there. They didn't deserve to be at your table. And they're also understanding that you're like purifying yourself of of them and their energy, because they've really just been like depleting you. Hey, Elizabeth Gibbons. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like Taurus is like you're stating the obvious. It's like when you leave, you're stating the obvious. And the obvious is that you should have never been a part of this. Okay? Like, or you should have went independent a long time ago. Like, or you just should have gotten into agreement with yourself and like did what you wanted to do. Like, you didn't necessarily need like the favor or the acceptance or the blessing from, you know, other people to do what you should have just done for yourself anyway. So I'm kind of getting like when you leave, you pretty much state the obvious. And that came up in another sign. I think that came up in like Scorpio. Because in Scorpio's reading, I kept saying it is what it is. Like, and I guess that's what I was trying to say. It's like, it's the obvious. All right. So that's it for the earth signs. Last but definitely not least, we're moving on to the air signs. We could start with Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I'm about to get a sip of water. So y'all just let me know. Mm-hmm. All right. No one said which sign, so I'm just going to start with Aquarius. Aquarius, your timestamp is going to be 2/20/30. All right, Aquarius. Let me start shuffling. Hey, La Unique. Happy Friday. Yo, Aquarius, I just heard this song for you. I don't know how I feel about this song anymore. I don't know, but it's a nice sounding song. Jamie Foxx and who is it? It's Jamie Foxx and Neo. I think it's Miss Independent Part 2, or the song where they be like, I love it because she got her own, you know? Because I just heard that part where it's like Jamie Foxx says, I love it when she says, it's cool, I got it. I got it. So, look, I don't know how I feel about that Miss Independent song anymore, but it's a nice sounding song, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, but yeah, okay, so what happens after you leave or go silent? Well, it seems like Elizabeth said, yes, I do have my own. Yo, Neil said, I love it because she got her own. She don't need mine. So she said, leave mine alone. There ain't nothing that's more sexy, like, than a girl that want but don't need me. Like, yo, I'm cracking up. Okay. All right. So yeah, basically, Aquarius, well, it seems like you are definitely someone that likes to share what you have with others. Okay. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you like to share what you have with others. You're very inclusive. It's like when you got it, okay, you're willing to share with others. Um I think people really enjoy being around you because they know that it's like you're gonna take care of things. Okay. Yo, Elizabeth laughing at me. It's like you're gonna take care of things. You are. Like you're gonna take care of things. You're gonna make sure that everybody is straight. Um, it's like if your family needs something, it's like you're gonna be there to support them. If your friends need something, if your romantic partner needs something, it's like you're gonna make sure that you provide. It's kind of giving like humanitarian vibes where it's like you're actually willing to give, be charitable, and make sure that people have exactly what they need. Okay, so yeah, what happens? Well, what forces you to leave? Yeah, you're very loyal too. It's like you just want to take care of people, you want to protect them and make sure that they're safe. Um, so yeah, what happens? I'm also getting that you could be very protective as well. Like you're protective over your family, over your friends, over your lover. Like I'm getting that. Like you're very protective. Like you'll do exactly what you need to do to ensure that they're actually in a safe space. Um, but what forces you to leave is when people backstab and betray you. That's what forces you to leave. How does this happen? Like, how does this happen? Well, people start to disrespect you. That's when it happens. Okay, when people start to disrespect you, or when people start to like challenge your authority. Okay, I think that's problematic for you. Yeah, when people start to challenge you, or when people want to, or people start to get like jealous and envious over you, and they want to bring you back down to earth. So yeah, that's when you feel like you have to leave. Whenever you feel like someone's trying to like humble you, or if someone's trying to make you feel like bad about yourself, when someone's being obviously negative around you, even though you're already doing so much, it's like that's when you feel like you have to go. But more so is when people, like I said, disrespect you. Um, when people are reckless with their words or they're reckless with how they talk to you, yeah, that's problematic for you because you just feel like you do so much for people that you don't deserve disrespect. So let's say, for example, like if you're a parent, Aquarius, it's like you feel like your kids should not be disrespecting you because you do so much to ensure that they survive. You do so much to ensure that they live in a good home environment. You just do so much. So it's like you're not accepting any type of disrespect. Like you do so much that it's like it doesn't make sense. So yeah, when you're disrespected, when you're challenged, um maybe when what you're doing is being overlooked and it's not being appreciated because you do so much, it's like that's a problem. And this could even be as it relates to like your romantic relationships. It's like you do so much to ensure that your partner feels loved and feels cared for. And I just heard when you don't have to. So even when you don't feel like it, you still will be there for your partner. You'll be there for your romantic love interest. So like when that person disrespects you by like cheating on you or talking bad about you or like saying hurtful words to you, like when they do that to try to like bring you down, it's like that's when it's problematic for you. um so yeah, this is something you have to understand. I feel like Aquarius is like, look, if someone like similar to what I was talking about earlier, it's like you meet a good person, you should be evolving with that person. If someone's not evolving with you or respecting your wisdom, respecting what it is that you know or what it is that you do to ensure that things run smoothly, like they just have to get left. They have to get left. Okay. I think that's something that you understand, but it's like you don't have to be completely humbled and your plans don't have to be completely dismantled by this person's negativity in order for you to decide to leave. Okay. So it's like you allow things to get like to its absolute breaking point before you go. And it's like, no, disrespect can be slight. So I think you just have to like put aside your need to be there for other people or to be inclusive or to take care of people. And you really need to look at like what you're getting back in return. So yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, don't let like little microaggressions pass. Okay, like if somebody's throwing shade, you have to recognize that that's disrespect. Yeah, I mean, when you leave, it's like people understand that you're no longer holding them down, like you're not. And I feel like people also understand that like it took a great deal of restraint for you to continue to keep pouring into that relationship, or it took a great deal of like um what is it that I want to say, like it took a great deal of like it's not even just restraint, it's like you had to be like, this is you being disciplined, you knowing that you could wreck something, you knowing that you could completely destroy something, or even you knowing that you could like break somebody down with your words, but it's like you still don't do it. So it's like you're very disciplined with your words and also with your actions. So I guess yeah, we could still say like you're exercising restraint from a place of discipline, but it's like yeah. Yeah, it's like they pretty much understand that once you leave, it's like there's more that you could have said, there's more that you could have done, but you didn't do it. Okay, you didn't do it, so you didn't meet disrespect with disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You didn't meet disrespect with disrespect, you just walked away and you let it go. um you let it go. So what happens after you leave? Well, the entire relationship breaks down, or the family breaks down, the community breaks down. That person breaks down. Like as soon as you leave, it's pretty much over. Like there's no more connection. Things are unhappy. People feel like completely isolated from you. Like it creates a lot of conflict. But see, the thing is it's with what I'm seeing here, with how loyal that you are, is typically because of the it's the other person. So what did they think? You know, like, what did they think for real? Sometimes people think that they can do whatever to you and things are going to continue to keep running the same way. Like, sometimes people feel like there aren't any consequences of their actions. Like, sometimes people really feel like that. So yeah, I think that you just kind of show people the consequence of your actions, that like all of the love, the safe spaces that you created for them, all of the provision, all of that is gone. Okay? It's gone. It's gone. And you also show people, even then, like, you're still disciplined. Like I said, there's a lot you could say or do to really like wreck stuff, to really maybe even destroy people's lives, but it's like you don't. You just move on, and you continue to be your high vibey self. Because I think that's a part of it. I think you tend to like be around people that may be attracted to you and what you have to offer at first, but the more they get to know you, they start to get jealous, and then they want to like humble you, or they want to like oppose everything that you say, or even like just invert everything that you say, or something else I'm getting here too is like it always comes up. It's like playing devil's advocate. It's like they can never just agree with you simply for the fact of agreeing because what you're saying is right or you're making sense. It's like they just have to like humble you because you make too much sense or something. Like, it's just weird. Yeah, you have to pretty much hang out with people that are on your level, like literally that are on your level, and people that are not going to feel like you're being arrogant or you're being egotistical or boastful because you have, experience and wisdom as it relates to life. And you're not afraid to share that, or or to just live life, through that way or through that lens of experience or wisdom. Like, sometimes people get mad when you make too much sense, and I think that's weird. But I think what it is it's just reflecting back to them, like how much more knowledge that they need to acquire, or how it kind of like reflects back to them, like that they may not be as experienced in life as you. Like, it's just weird. Or they may not see life from like just a higher perspective or point of view, or they still need to transform their mind or their mindset, or like I said, they still need to educate themselves. It's like they be feeling some type of way about that, and that's weird to me, especially when the person is right there. You could just humble yourself and ask them for the information that you feel like you're lacking. Hey Naya, this is Aquarius. Yep, this is Aquarius. Hey Bria Murphy. Wait, I didn't even see that Bria came into the chat. Okay. I'm doing well. I hope you're well, Naya. Hey Bria, the timestamp for Gemini. Oh, we didn't do Gemini yet, but I could do Gemini after Aquarius because I'm almost done with Aquarius. Okay, right on time, Bria. Right on time. So, what realizations hit them when you leave? Yo, they should have got on your level. They should have got on your level when you were there. They definitely should have got on your level instead of being in opposition or opposing you. It's like, I can't stand that. It's like everything you say is like, or just, I just think about it for myself. It's like sometimes I'll say things and then people will just like take the opposite stance. It's like, why? Like, why do we have to do that right now in this conversation? So yeah, that's the realization that's hitting them, is that they should have just aligned with you, as opposed to like being opposition, because you already created a safe space for them to align with you anyway. As far as you being inclusive, as far as you being friendly. Yeah, it's similar to actually what Lisa said, is like how some people really will fake like the transformation, or like know that they need to evolve with you, but they might try to do it, but they're faking it because they're not actually doing the work. Yeah, I think that's kind of the realization that's hitting them as well. It's like they had a chance to actually do the work. They had a chance to be educated. Um, They had access to more information through you, but yeah, they didn't take it. And if anything, they tried to humble you, which is weird. That's weird. Yeah, instead of being an opposing force, they just should have really tried to get along with you, because you already created the environment for that. Kind of what I'm getting here. Yeah, what they realize is that they actually sabotage the connection between you and them. That's something that they realize. It's like they sabotaged it with the disrespect. Yeah, that's weird. Like, I can't stand people that are disrespectful. It's just like, why do you feel like you have to do that right now in this moment? But yeah, they're realizing that like the disrespect was uncalled for, but they only did that to you because they wanted to humble you. You feel like you were too big for your britches. You feel like you were arrogant. They felt like you were egotistical. But I think you have a lot of pride in what you've experienced through your life, and you've gained wisdom, so you don't mind sharing it. But yeah, they're not looking at it that way. All right, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? I think these people or these communities or environments really have to appreciate you for you being disrespected, but you still forgave them anyway, and you still moved on. Because like I keep saying, like, you actually could wreck shit if that's what you wanted to do. You could actually be very destructive. Like, you could actually destroy people's lives with your words and also with your actions. Like, there's things that you could do to destroy people's lives. But instead of doing that, it's like you forgave them and you move forward. You just removed yourself from them. So it's kind of like whatever they're left with is what they're left with. So yeah, you actually could have been disrespectful in return, but you decided not to do that. So that's actually something quite valuable. Like, you didn't hand out karmic justice, like, or you didn't feel the need to have to take revenge, or, you know, like I said, to ruin their life. Yeah, what they're understanding also that's valuable about you is the fact that like you really were just pushing for them to change, but it was a positive change. um yeah, and I feel like they're understanding that you actually just wanted the best for them, or you wanted them to experience the best. um I'm getting here that you're an enlightened person, and through your enlightenment, you really do experience a lot of like wonders and miracles and just a lot of amazing things that happen, you know, as far as like spiritually, energetically, and with the universe. It's like you experience a lot of great things. So I feel like you really just want like the people around you to experience those things as well, to like open their eyes to like the wonders of the world or the wonders of the universe. um and yeah, just seeing things from a higher perspective, or just seeing how good life can be when you transform your mindset and you live life through a different lens, or you see things through a different lens, a more elevated lens. um so yeah, that's something that they acknowledge now. It's like you just want it better. Like, you know what I hear? Well, you want it better for them. You know what I hear is like when Tyra said to that model, and she was like, "We were rooting for you. Like, we were rooting for you." It's like that's something that they realize. It's like you actually were rooting for them while they were just trying to oppose you, or trying to like humble you and bring you back down to earth, or bring you back down to, yeah, yeah, to earth. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. We were rooting for you. Oh, hey, Mars. Yeah, she wants me to say hi. Hey, Mars. I actually like that name. Naya said the insecure people always read internal security as egotism. Yeah, Lisa said they try to mirror instead of doing the work. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Now they realize they should have did it. Naya says, God has really worked on me for real. They should thank him. Yeah. Because what I'm getting here, like, yo, and it's funny because Bria's daughter's name is Mars. And I definitely picked up a lot of Mars energy with you, Aquarius. So you could have really wrecked shit. But you didn't. You exercised restraint. Good for you. All right, let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, your timestamp is going to be 2:40. Lisa said, that's so cute. Lisa, tell Zoe I said, hey. Tell her I said, I hope she's having a good summer day. We actually got a lot of rain yesterday. It was crazy. We definitely got a lot of rain, but it was needed. Yeah, right? Cheers to growth. Talk about it. Cheers to growth. Like, I have my energy drink, but I'll toast on my water. Okay, cheers to growth. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what you were talking about last week. Sun poisoning. Okay, yeah, I'm glad y'all are feeling better or, just trying to heal because that is crazy. I've never experienced sun poisoning. And it's funny because I told my son, I was like, you need to put sunscreen on before you leave. He said it doesn't work. I'm like, how you gonna say sunscreen doesn't work? How you gonna say sunscreen does not work? Like, I'm done. Say it doesn't work. Like, that's just that Sagittarius stuff. Like, always trying to tell somebody something. Oh, that's crazy. Well, Lisa said he's actually right, though. Because he said it doesn't work. He was like, it doesn't work. Like, I just tell him to put it on because it's like he has some spots of hyperpigmentation. And so since he's trying to clear it up, it's like you don't want it to get darker. Tell her she's welcome. Lisa said aloe has been helping until the skin peels and the rawness underneath actually stings with aloe. Oh yeah, that sounds like it hurts. Oh dang, Gemini. You know what song comes to mind for you? It's a song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think it's called After the Love Is Gone or After the Love Is Lost. What used to be right is wrong. Yo. Yeah, After the Love Is Gone. That's the song that definitely came to mind as I was shuffling. But yeah, that's what happens after you leave or go silent. But yeah, similar to the other signs, Gemini, it just sounds like for you, you're also a very loyal person. Like, you really care a lot about taking care of your family, taking care of your partner, taking care of just the community in general. Like, that's you. But I also feel like people tend to fumble you and also mistreat you as well. Yeah, they do a lot of secretive things behind your back. So if this is a partner you've experienced, if this is like you thinking about like what happens when you leave your potential love interest, is like they always tend to do some really shady, sneaky things behind your back, or they also manipulate you with words. They manipulate your emotions. They also tend to gaslight you as well. So that's something that you experience a lot, Gemini, is like people gaslighting you. Like when you ask questions about inadequacies or things that aren't necessarily adding up, it's not making sense. People try to make it seem like you're crazy or you're not on it, or you're not on to them. So yeah, definitely people try to play you and make you feel like what you're experiencing isn't the truth. But it actually is. And I think that's the messed up thing about it. Um, yeah, that's the messed up thing about it. You're also used. Like people tend to use you up and then just leave. Like so that's kind of messed up as well. Like that's really messed up. So yeah, I definitely do feel like you've got caught up with a lot of players. Um for real. Like a lot of players, like people that immediately come in to use you and then they just leave. So you experience like ghosting. Um this is sad. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gemini. It's actually very sad. Um, but yeah, yeah. Basically, for you, it's like you leave, but I think you leave, but it's like after the messiness has happened, that's when you'll decide to just up and leave. So similar to another sign, it's like don't allow yourself to be used or discarded before you decide to leave. So that's kind of what happens. It's like you're always discarded and then you leave. It's like you gotta start leaving people before they do stuff like this to you. Okay, so that means that you really do have to pay attention and listen to yourself. And when you ask questions, it's like don't just immediately take their answer verbatim as what the truth is. It's like you have to observe and come to your own conclusions without even asking these people these questions because they're always going to lie. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like they're always going to lie, gaslight you, or make it seem like it's something that it's not, just so they can benefit off of what you're giving. So, yeah, I think you leave after the fact of being discarded. Yeah, that's bad. You got to start to leave these people or leave these environments before it even gets to that point. Um, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. But yeah, um, once you realize that, well, yeah, because you leave after the fact. So I think once you realize that, like, this was a mistake that you should have never even kind of got caught up. Because I'm kind of picking this up more so as it relates to like love and romance, but this could be with anything. It could even be with a job. It's like you leave after you got fired, like then you move on. So you may also experience getting like sacked from jobs or getting laid off, when maybe you should have just left before that even happened, because it's like you were already seeing inadequacies, you were already seeing red flags, but you didn't necessarily trust it. um so it's kind of like the decision for you to leave is made for you. Okay, it's always made for you. It's not like it's something that you decide to do on your own. It's always made for you. So I think you should. I think you should. It's like something has to change. Like, okay, like I said, you need to leave these people before they leave you, or leave these environments before they, discard you. Like for real, because I think it'll help you to trust and have confidence, and like trusting yourself and have confidence, to be able to do exactly what is necessary and not allowing someone else to make the decisions for you. So I think Gemini, you should go back and listen to, I think it was Leo. You should go back and listen to Leo's reading because you might, identify with some of the messages there. But yeah, okay. So what happens after you get discarded? That's the real question. What happens after you get discarded, or after you get fired, or after you get left? Like, what happens? What happens? Well, it's good that you got left. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's good that you got discarded. It's good. Like, it's actually good, because after you leave, it's like all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. Like, all hell breaks loose. So if this is, let's say, romantic partners from the past that left you, okay, they used you up, discarded you, moved on to the next, is like the level of depravity that they live in just gets worse and worse and worse. So let's just say you were messing with like a player and they played you and they moved on to the next. It's like that person severely experiences karma. Like, their personality gets worse, their looks get worse. Like, that, yeah, their looks get worse. Like they literally get uglier and uglier. Like after they leave you, they get uglier, they get washed up, burnt out. Um, if you got fired from a job, it's like the job, they experience a lot of like, I heard treachery. Like that's crazy as fuck. Yeah, so treachery happens, treason happens, people start turning on each other, people start fighting with each other. Um, Yo, that's crazy. Like if you leave at, like potential, like, well, not potential, but love interest that you dealt with in the past, it's like they move on to other relationships and they just continue to get even more toxic and negative. Um, if you leave, what is this? Like, let's say you left your family unit, your family dynamic, and like, well, let's say your family, you didn't leave, your family like kicked you out or they exiled you or banished you. It's like they all start turning on each other, especially if it's a narcissistic family dynamic. It's like they all start like I said, turning on each other because they don't have like you. They don't have you, as that scapegoat. So they all just like start fighting. It's just a lot of chaos. So it's best that you were exiled or banished or fired or discarded. It's just best. I feel like people's true sides start coming out and it's just a lot of aggression. It's a lot of hostility. It's a lot. Like it's actually dangerous. So I think if anything, like it's one of those things where it's like rejection is God's protection or divine redirection, because you don't need to be a part of these things anyway. Like you don't need to be a part. If it's your family, like it's best that you're estranged or that they banish you. You don't need to be a part of that mess anyway. If it's a relationship with a specific person, it's best that you left because or got discarded because that person is toxic as fuck. Like they're toxic, they could be abusive, they could be dealing with a lot of things in secret that you don't know about, or maybe you tried to ask them questions about it but they gaslit you. So it's just best that you are not involved with them or tied to them, or connected to them. Yeah, this is crazy. I just feel like things get really dark after you leave. Okay, like things get very dark. um Things get very dark, and then also people start to get exposed too. Like, so there's a Bible verse, I think it's in Matthew. Yeah, no, it's not Matthew, it's John. Yeah, it's in John. It's not John 3:16, but it's like within the same passage. Okay, in John chapter 3, where basically it says that like people that do like dirty, wicked, evil things in the dark, they don't want to come into the light. They don't want to come into the light because they know that their evil deeds and wicked ways are going to be exposed. So yeah, it's best that you got kicked out, banished, exiled, whatever, discarded. It's best that that happened, because I feel like after that, it's like a lot of stuff comes up to the surface and it's messy. So it's best that you weren't there to deal with it. Cha-Cha said, that's what happens when I leave a place. Shambles. Lisa says, same here. Naya says, WWE deathmatch in this in that bed. Y'all definitely make sure that you follow Naya's tarot channel. Lisa said, I've recognized that sometimes my presence ends up being in places where things need to be revealed and undone too. Yeah. 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 Oftentimes. I can't tell you how many times, Lisa, that God has really used me to expose a lot of things. That's why I just tell people, look, if you're not ready, don't mess with me. Okay? If you're not ready, don't mess with me. If you got something crazy going on in your life, it's something, don't talk to me. Like, just don't. Just leave me alone. Like, leave me alone for real. Like, leave me alone. Like, I've really exposed some crazy things just from my presence and from asking questions. Like asking questions, complaining, looking at stuff. Like I've literally exposed a lot of things. So yeah, that's my whole shit. It's just like, leave me alone if you're not ready for real. Yeah. Do you have significant Scorpio or Pluto placements, Lisa? If so, you're a catalyst. Yep. Naya, my Pluto is in Scorpio. My Pluto's in Scorpio. It is. Yo, Cha-Cha said, shit gets spooky every day in October. My torpedo just jumped out in smokers. J Cats. Bria said, me too. Yeah. Naya said, right, don't do it to yourself. Oop. What's your name? What's the B stand for? Oh, my name, Bridget. All right, so what realizations hit them when you leave? Well, I think it's more so about like their behaviors, realizing that that they should have done things the in a better way or the right way. I know like saying right is subjective, but they feel like they should have been a bit more like integritous. Um, that's how they feel. You know, the crazy thing is people, you have to realize that people are literally making choices all the time. Okay, people are making choices. So it's like that's what they're realizing is that they should have chosen to do things in a better way. Like people make choices all the time. It's like if someone's treating you poorly, it's like they're choosing to do that. Like that's what they chose to do. Like regardless of how you want to look at it, it's like everything in life is definitely a series of choices that somebody is making, or even choices that you make. So they're just realizing that out of all of the choices and options and things that they could have done, they should have decided to treat you a lot better than to not. But it just seems like people's lives get significantly worse. So yeah, with you, they could have experienced more love, more peace, more harmony. But since they were toxic, um, it's like they're gonna experience, you know, just more pain, more trauma, more abuse, hate, like, you know, just any type of low vibration that you could think of, aggression, resentment, shame, like, so that's really on them. Sucks for them. Thank you. Michael, you said, yeah, like people always ignore. Michael, I'm not answering questions. I hope you're not trying to shade me, saying that I ignored you asking if I was answering questions. Not you trying to throw shade, Michael Drexler. Hopefully you weren't though. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bridget is the name of a goddess. Right? All right, so what are they forced to acknowledge about your value? Well, you provided security and you provided stability, and they took that for granted. Okay. They took it for granted because now everything is, you know, in shambles, like Cha Cha said, or shit is hitting the fan, or it's just like all hell is breaking loose. Like, so yeah, it seems like you kept things together. Um, you kept things together. Yeah, it just seems like this is sabotage. Like people always trying to sabotage a good thing, especially with the gaslighting, um, and the manipulation and the playing games and like using you up. Like, yeah, yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up. But yeah, they're understanding that, yeah, they tried to ruin. Yeah, they tried to ruin a good thing. They tried to ruin a good thing, but I feel like it was gonna happen anyway because that's the choice that they made. Yeah, they're understanding that like you actually you actually like love them and they sabotaged it. You were providing love, you were providing security, you were providing support. Um, Damn, they should have just been happy with that. But you know what I realized is like some people don't want to be happy. Like they choose unhappiness and they choose negativity. So I think that's something you have to understand too, Gemini. It's like just like you could choose happiness or choose peace or choose harmony, it's like people choose the opposite. So yeah, that's something that they're realizing is that they made a series of bad choices and decisions as it related to them. And so now they're dealing with a series of unfortunate events. But yeah, similar to the other signs, it's like they're acknowledging that you were a good thing. Michael said, thank you. Never. I won't ever do that. Okay. Not throwing shade. Okay. just say I gave them genuine love and everything, but they self-sabotage when things feel peaceful, when they're used to their comfortable chaos. Not saying chaos is comfortable. Yeah, a lot of people are comfortable with chaos. They are. And they try to get you to be comfortable with it as well. Like through enabling their bad behaviors and just enabling just not even their bad behaviors, but what is going on. Like I was about to say, what the F is going on? He dropped a song today that he wrote for me back in December. Dang. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I definitely left a crazy voicemail on someone's phone. Not recently. Not recently, but I did leave a voicemail on someone's phone. And I just hope that person doesn't put it in a song. Okay? If they put it in a song, I'm suing. If they put it in a song, I'm suing. Because it just gives like something like Drake would do. Like just that Drake scorpionic type shit he got going on with himself. It's like, don't put my voicemail in your song to feel better about yourself, sir. Yeah, Naya said for the intro. Yeah, I'm suing. I'm suing. Okay? And it's not an interlude either. Okay? I'm suing. Yeah, you said the song is like him trying to pull you back. He's a worldwide celebrity too. I want to know so I could go listen to the song. Cha-Cha said, don't give them ideas. Facts, because they be watching. Like, they really be watching. Like, all right, y'all, let me go use the restroom and I'll be back and then we'll finish the reading off with Libra. Oh yeah, Lisa. Now I gotta go. Now I gotta go find out. Now I gotta drop that song. Oh, oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. Now I'm gonna go listen to the song. I'm gonna go listen after. Ooh, I know who that is. I know who that is. Yo, it's crazy because that's crazy because one of his first songs that he dropped, I actually really like that song. And then, yo, let me stop. Yo, all right, let's go to Libra. Yeah, Cha said I found it because I'm nosy. Oh, that's why you almost moved to Georgia. Oh, Naya said she gotta go figure it out. Yeah, look it up. It just dropped 14 hours ago. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Yo, that's crazy. Yo. Yes. The tea is spilt. Okay. The tea is spilt and it's piping hot. Yo. All right, all right, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on to Libra. Let's move on to Libra. Like, Libra, your timestamp is gonna be. I'm only moving on to Libra because I want to keep talking about this, but we gotta finish up the reading for today. All right, we're gonna do 3/04/30. Yo, just hope you ain't leave no voice notes. All right, don't be like me, because I definitely had to get into my Queen of Cups in reverse energy. Okay, crash out. Like, yo, yeah. Naya said I found it. Right, it was just released 14 hours ago. You said you got all the receipts, girl. Because one thing about me, I don't like disrespect. And I also don't like my intellect being challenged. Okay? I don't like that. I had to crash out on that person. All right, what happens after you leave and go silent? Dang. Why does it take the collective so long to leave? Like, what? Yo. Yeah, so I think Libra, you just question your investments. It's like you just question if you are enough or if what you did was enough. And it's like what you need to understand is like what you offer is way more than enough. So you should never have to question or you should never have to wonder. Yeah, like that's crazy. Yeah, but you definitely burn yourself out and you put yourself in a place of like struggle, and what I just heard was exasperation. Like you feel so exasperated, like you carry way too much than what you have to. But it's only because it's only because you have unconditional love for others. Nah, you gotta start placing conditions. Libra, like Libra, you gotta start placing conditions on your love. Okay, like yeah, unconditionally love your children, like unconditionally love the people that unconditionally love you, but nah, you have to start to place conditions. So you don't allow anybody to just come into your life and then you develop an emotional connection with them, and then you start feeling like you have to struggle to be with them, or that you have to do a lot of the heavy lifting to be with them. Like you actually don't. Like they should be doing this for you. Okay, they should be doing this for you, like for real. Yeah, it puts you in a disempowered state, I feel like, energetically, when you are actually doing a lot for the other people around you, or feeling like you have to struggle, or maybe in some ways become a martyr or sacrifice bits and pieces of yourself just to accommodate another person or to accommodate a relationship. If this is like at a job, it's like you always, like, what do they not do, like performance reviews or something? Or you should be like doing your own performance reviews, because it just seems like you feel like you have to be responsible for the bulk of the work, and then you're always questioning if you did enough. Like, am I enough? Was this enough? Did I do a good enough job? Like, yeah, you did a lot. Or you do a lot. You do a lot. Exactly. Like, I think that what forces you to have to get up and leave is once you, like, similar to another sign, like once you absolutely feel burnt out, like there's nothing else that you can do, like that's when you have to leave. And it seems like you're loyal to a fault. It's like you just want to stay loyal to a cause, or you just want to complete something, or you want to see it through to the end, but it's like I think you have to realize that sometimes you take it on your back. So it's like you're more persistent than I feel like the average person, okay? Or you're more tenacious than the average person, or it's like your sense of like willpower and desire to accomplish or to achieve something is more than the other person. So, or more than other people. So it's like that's why your job tends to give you a bulk of the responsibilities, because they know you're going to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know you're going to do it. Or that's why like your partners may not put as much effort and energy in, because they know that you love them so much so that you're going to do it. Like, it just reminds me of what Janae said in that song with Drake, where she was like, I love me enough for the both of us. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, when she said that, I just was like, man, what are you talking about? Like, and that's the exact reason why. She been caught up with Big Sean for as long as she been caught up with him because of that thinking. I love me. I love me enough for the both of us. So yeah, Libra, you have to identify that and literally let that go. Like you need to identify that sentiment or and just let it go. Like in ways in which you may have been showing up that way for others, and you really need to let that go. Because it's like once people see that you're willing to struggle or you're willing to do hard work or you're willing to do all the heavy lifting, it's like that's when they pull back and don't invest. Like it's kind of like you give people a chance and opportunity to just kind of like go with the flow if that's what they want to do. But then I think you feel like a bit betrayed when you realize that like the end goals aren't the same, or that people don't want or have the same level of desire to like have something as much as you do. So then you really start to look at it like hindsight and just be like, damn, like I really did all of that for nothing. I think you experienced that a lot, Libra. It's like feeling like you put in so much work and investment for nothing, you know? Um, but yeah, it's true. You were the only person that cared about it, you know? Like, because you put in so much energy that it really gives people the option to not care or to choose to not help or to choose to not support. So yeah, once you kind of realize that, that's when you just let things go and you just move on because you realize that you took on too much responsibility, or you realize that you didn't really like delegate any tasks to, you know, the other person or to other people. Like, so yeah, I think you do too much. That like I said, it gives people the option to do nothing. Like it gives people the option to be lazy. It gives people the option to, you know, to not commit. You said he better be happy. He better learn to be happy being a clown in the circus. He chose that life. Yeah, people be choosing. People be choosing. It's like once you realize that people really choose, just like you make choices and decisions, they can make choices and decisions as well. It's like, and you see what they're choosing, you just back out. Okay. And it lessens, you know, you internalizing these things and getting super emotional about it because you realize like this has nothing to do with me. Like, that's what you realize. Yeah, you said you can't do lazy lovers anymore. It's too much. Damn, that's crazy. Um, yeah. I think okay, so what happens after you leave or go silent? Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, it's you. It's you. Well, after you leave and go silent, I think it leaves people feeling left behind. Like they really actually feel left behind. Um, because now they're wondering where you're, you know, putting a lot of your energy and investment. And see, that's the crazy thing is like when you're there, it's like instead of choosing to support or choosing to like align with you, like, or, you know, or to get into agreement with you. So like actually things do move forward positively, is like they choose the latter. Like they choose the latter. You do a lot of the heavy lifting, so it's like they choose the latter, which is to do like not much of anything at all, or to like put in low effort. So yeah, it's like they're kind of salty because now they're wondering like where are you putting in all of your effort. They see what you can do, but now they're wondering like who you're doing it for. You know, so like let's just say it's your employer, right? And you were doing a lot of the heavy lifting at that job and you decide to leave. It's like now they're just kind of thinking, okay, well, where is Libra putting all of that energy? Like where are they redirecting that energy? Okay, where are they redirecting it? Like if it's a lover, they're kind of wondering like, okay, who are you loving? Who are you expressing your romantic energy towards? Like, who are you investing in? Who are you committing to? It's like they kind of feel salty because, you know, you're not giving them what you gave them before. You're just not. Yeah, people definitely take you for granted, and yeah, you're internalizing too much, I feel like. Yeah, I think that you question your worth and value when you're doing so much. But then in hindsight, you realize that, like, dang, I wasted my time. I should have never been doing this. Like, so I think what you need to do is I feel like you need to gauge, even before you do anything at all, you need to gauge if it's worthy of your time, if it's worthy of your effort, or worthy of your investment. Because you have a lot to give, but I feel like you need to decide on where you're going to direct that energy. Like, just don't do the most from the beginning. It's like you're definitely that person that does the most from the beginning. It's like you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to. But yeah, when you move on and when you go silent, yeah, they definitely feel some type of way because, like I said, you're not putting a lot of energy into them anymore. But yeah, when you leave and go silent, it definitely does something for your worth and just for you understanding your value. Because I feel like you're a part of a lot of relationships that don't really accurately reflect back to you, like how valuable you are or how worthy you are or just how much you do. Um, so yeah, it's like Libra, if you're like a parent, it's like your kids don't show you enough appreciation and gratitude, like for everything that you do. Like, yeah, so it's like when you decide to like pull back, like let's say these are adult kids, it's like when you decide to pull back, they feel so like neglected. They feel so neglected for real. I'm not talking about little kids here because you should be there for your little kids, but like this is like adult kids, yeah, they feel neglected. Okay, they can't go back home when they need help or when they need support. They can't do that. Um, yeah, I can definitely see this. It's like if you have adult kids, it's like you did so much for them. You supported them so much, like maybe to a fault to where they don't really understand how to like establish their own independence. So that's something you have to watch for, Libra, is like not smothering your children by doing everything for them, because all you're pretty much doing is like increasing their need to depend on you instead of like teaching them how to be independent. So yeah, that's something that's going on here with you, Libra. Yeah, and then you start getting all anxious and worried about what it is that you have to offer or provide. Like, yeah, you do a lot. So I just think you need to pull back. But yeah, once you leave, it's like they obviously feel the loss. Okay. And that's in any environment, that's in any relationship. Like they feel the loss, or within any community. Yeah. If you're gonna put that much one-sided effort into another being, you might as well have a baby or get a new pet. Exactly. Yeah, Lisa said I got a bearded dragon instead. He's way more loving. Like, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a bearded dragon, but somebody was like, "Are you crazy?" Because I guess they don't like lizards and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, like John is an animal. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, you said long live King Lenny. Yo, not King Lenny. Yo, I, you want to know something crazy? Someone has definitely been energetically in my space. And y'all actually mentioned that person's nickname is the bearded dragon's name. That's hilarious. I'm gonna need that person to leave me alone. Okay? Leave me alone. Like, what realizations hit them when you leave? Well, you do have to pretty much teach people how to be a bit more independent. Is what I can say, Libra. Like, you need to teach people how to be a bit more independent and stop doing the most. But yeah, when you leave, things just kind of go back to what it was. Okay, things go back to what it was. So I'm just wondering if these are like low effort, lazy type of individuals. Yeah, yeah, they're low effort and lazy. They really are. They're also people who don't take the time to like look, or they don't take the time to explore or to observe. It's like, or they don't take the time to research. It's just like you could ask this person or these people a question, and they'll be like, I don't know. And it's like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, go on Google. Like, what do you mean? Like, go on Google. Like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, so yeah. I think you do need to stop doing so much for them and inspire them to have to look or to research or to figure things out or to find the answers themselves. But yeah, when you leave, yeah, things pretty much go back to what it was. Okay, things go back to what it was. Things go back to being low effort, half-assed. Um, if anything, people start to collapse and crumble when you're not around because of your effort. Yeah, it forces people to have to work. Yo, spirit is funny. Spirit is funny as fuck. Like, it really does force people to have to put the work in. Like, because you're not there anymore. Yeah, you're making yourself like a workhorse. You need to not do that, Libra. Like, stop doing that. You said go away. You said ninja go away. Yo. You know what's funny? I wanted to learn how to fence. Naya. I wanted to learn how to fence. For real. He says you're ready for the new. Okay, what are they forced to acknowledge about your value now that they can't access you? Well, they don't have your support anymore. Like, yeah, you're actually very supportive. And they should have instead of like putting a lot of the majority of the work onto you. I mean, you were taking it on, but you know, they should have allowed you to do that. Okay? Like they had a choice to help or they had a choice to assist you and they chose to do the opposite. So that's what they're understanding about your value. It's like you were just doing what you felt like was best. But it is what it is. Sometimes people don't care about what's best, you know? They don't care about what's best. Like, yeah, that's what they're understanding about you is like you're very powerful and in the right environment and under the right conditions is like everything that you have to offer or what you have to do is going to actually be valued, you know? So it's just it seems like you were just investing a lot in the wrong things or in the wrong relationships or just investing in the wrong way, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what you were doing. Like, but there is a lot of power behind what it is that you do. I just do think that, you know, like I've said this plenty of times. Like you would really have to check yourself and to be aware about how you're investing and where you're investing. So yeah, what you like what you offer is valuable. Okay, it is valuable. I just think you need to go places where, like I said, you're valued, and also dial it back. Like I've already said plenty of times. You said they coulda, woulda, shoulda. Naya says people like that usually learn that they had to over sacrifice and beg for love during childhood. That's usually the root cause from what I've seen. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That is definitely the truth. Like, that's definitely the truth. Like, for real. Then you just get to a point where you become an adult and you're just like, F it. Because you kind of realize that you've been doing a lot for the wrong people or you've been doing a lot for nothing. Or you're basically dying on a cross for, you know, something that other people literally don't care about. So it's like, why am I sacrificing myself and burning myself out for nothing? You know, why do that? Just to turn around and question, like, if I'm being valued or if what I'm doing is enough or am I enough? Like, that's kind of what is going on here, Libra. It's like you get to a point where you just be like, F it. Like, I don't have to do this. It's like you're not obligated to doing any of this that you're doing. So yeah, there's that sense of obligation too. It's like, but who told you that you had to do that? Like, it's like, who told you that you had to stay an hour late at work every day? Like, who told you that you had to do that? It's literally some people that will leave right at the time that they're supposed to leave. Like, who told you that you had to show up to work early? Like, yeah, Lisa said, Naya said, my dad tried to get me to do that BS, but I made him my op. Since 5 years old, he forgot I was my mother's daughter. Yo. Lisa says, they'll walk all over you when you pick up all the slack. It's like that between my mom and I too. Parents really try it. Yeah, they do. They do. Like, especially, well, I grew up in an African household, okay? I grew up in an African household, so you know, low levels of empathy, high levels of narcissism, that type of thing. Yeah, you know, having to enable the golden child. Like, I was definitely not the golden child for real. Definitely not. Not in, that type of family dynamic, but I am the golden child. Naya said, I grew up in a Jamaican household. I feel you exactly. Family tends to do the most when it comes down to it because they feel entitled. They do. They do. Like, Lisa said, I wasn't considered the golden child either, but now they see I am. Exactly. So it's like you're not the golden child in terms of, like, of course, being enabled, being coddled. Um, and it seems like in narcissistic households, it's like the golden child always ends up becoming a narcissist. Like, just because they were enabled. Like, but it's like narcissists, I feel like, can also be developed the other way around, like not having family support or being neglected or being like abused, but it's like the golden child isn't really abused, especially not to the extent that you could be abused, especially if you were not the golden child, you know. Hey, princess. Yeah, princess, we're pretty much wrapping up now because I'm hungry. But I'm glad that you're able to come back because I know you were running some errands. Let me put some hearts in the chat for moderators. Put some hearts in the chat for y'all. Lisa said I was abused because they wanted to hold me back. Princess said, yeah, I was busy. Yeah, you want to know something crazy? Like, you want to know something crazy? I was watching another creator who talks a lot about narcissism, and he was talking about how it's like you have to really dig back into your childhood. But I mean, he basically was just talking about like how your parents may have went to like a spiritual practitioner and asked about you. Like they asked about you to see like, who you would become, to see how you would be blessed, to just like get like a forecast on your future. And they'll definitely do that and then block and stop it. So that's crazy because I really thought back to my childhood, and I thought back to like when it's like my father took me to this like practitioner's home, and I didn't realize that that was what the man was. But it's like when you went into his home, you had to wear a hat, like you had to cover your head. And I always thought, like, what type of, like, what is that? Like, like, what type of religion is that? And then I realized, like, oh no, this is a practitioner. So, like, when I think back to that, I'm like, damn, that was the moment. That was the moment. Okay? Like, that was the setup. I was like, dang, like, that was really the setup for real. Like, that was the setup. You said I was just talking, Princess said I was just talking about my mom with someone finna go full no contact. Yeah, I've had to go no contact before from both of my parents. Well, I'm no contact from one of them. Your mom wouldn't send you one of your graduation pics because you look really nice. Yeah, that's some hating ass behavior. Lisa said shamanism started in my heritage. She didn't have to go far to learn about me. She had elders walking up to her and telling her how different my life was going to be. Yeah, protect your crown. Princess said that's not the reason why. That's just an example of her behavior. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just an example. Yeah, but why she hating though? That's crazy. You said you look nice in your pictures. Like, I don't know. I feel like I tell my son that he's attractive. Like I tell him that he's cute and handsome. Like I tell him because it's like if I see you, I'm like, you know what? Okay, you grown up nice. Like I'll definitely say that to him. Tell him he's cute. And if I had a daughter, it's like I would want to hype her up too. So what's that about? Yo, yeah, that's hating. Yeah, you yeah, that's hating. That's hating. Like trying to get a car repossessed, that's hating. Exactly. Naya said it's crazy when parents are threatened by their own children. Like, what is that? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Cause it's like the thing is like, well, for me at least, it's like I'm already a nice person. I'm already kind. I'm already generous. So it's like when I'm blessed with more, I'm gonna want to make sure that everybody can positively benefit off of that thing. So it's like, what was the point of blocking and trying to stop my blessings? So what? Like I know why, because that parent is very narcissistic, and he just wanted me to come back like begging and groveling and being like, oh, you know how it is. Like you got African parents, like Naya. I know Princess. African parents, Naya, Caribbean parents is like they just want you to be begging and like, oh, let me hold your foot. Like I'm not holding your foot and apologizing for nothing because I didn't do shit. Not doing that. She pretended she would help me with my payments, then ghosted and left me with high payments because she thought I wouldn't be able to handle it. Oh yeah, you can try to fix that. Like, well, no, not say you could try, but it's a lot of things that you could try to do. Like, we live in a society where you could log into your phone, okay, sign up for one of them apps, and start making money by tomorrow. Yeah, Lisa said sounds like stuff my mom would do too, over promising then disappearing. Yeah. Princess said yes, be on your knees. Yeah. They want you on your knees, like just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's like I'm not doing all that. Once you kissing somebody's feet, like what? Okay, Princess said, yeah, luckily a job came through and I was okay. Okay, good, good. Yo. Naya said, I'm not doing that BS. Okay, yeah, good for you trying to focus on credit repair. Yes, it's some things I need to clear up on my credit as well. It's some things I need to clear up. So I'm doing the same thing. Like Jaja said, not kissing no feet. Sorry. Yeah, that's really how they be. Like, that's how they be. Like another thing, another thing that they would do to like punish, well, it was at least my oldest sibling because she was wild. Like they would make her like go stand in the corner, and it's called pump tires. So they would make her go in the corner and like put her hands put her hands on her ear and literally do squats like a dummy. Like they used to make her do that. They be like, go in the corner and pump tires. It's like, what? What type of, what is that? Like my family's Liberian, so it's just like that's the stuff y'all had to do in Liberia. I'm like, yeah, I hate corporal punishments. Yep, yep. They'll blame for the fact that you're westernized for refusing to do that. Like, who decided to move to this country and have kids, sir? Lisa said that's just gonna make her stronger. Yeah, you don't gotta put your kids through that. She was wild though. She was wild. But I mean, I don't have siblings anymore, so I guess stuff just happened how it happened. You said right, gonna have her looking snatched. Yeah, that girl was wild. Okay, that girl was wild. She really was like. But yeah, I think I should. You said they probably pushed her through it. Yo, yo, she was really wild. No, I don't know. Like she was, I don't know. Like it's just, I don't know. Like all I can say is like the devil will definitely possess children. Okay, they'll possess children and teens and the youth. So it's just like when I be thinking back to like the decisions that she would make, I just would think to myself like, who told you to do that? But now that I'm older and now that I'm more mature, it's like I know exactly who told you to do it. Okay, y'all know that movie, The Conjuring. The devil made me do it. Like that's really the type time she was on for real. Yeah, Princess said I have a sibling like that. Yeah, it's like who told you to do that? It's the devil. Now said that red man. Yeah, like who told you to do it? Like who told you to do that for real? Yeah, Naya said I have a brother like that. Yeah, both of my siblings were like that. It's like both of my siblings, literally. Yeah, it's very scary. It's very scary. Like growing up in that type of environment, like it's very scary. And so you can imagine, I definitely used to get punished when I was younger for just like asking questions or just speaking out or just like I wasn't that sibling that told, but I would always like say something to them and just be like why are you doing that? Or I would always like, confront them. It was literally the Libra in me that was punished because they was over there thinking and doing some wild and crazy things. Yeah. You say you don't want to hear nothing about God's love. I talk about it. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that because the same people, like the same people that was doing wrong, they would have like they would be listening to TD Jakes and Joel Osteen and all that stuff. And I just used to be like, it's like I kind of rejected, well, look, TV pastors are TV pastors, but I kind of rejected like religion at that time because it was just like, how are you so religious, but you doing all of this messed up stuff? It just didn't make sense to me. But God is good. God is good. I still had the ability to like develop my own connection. Princess said, yes. Joyce Myers going to church. Yeah. Lisa said, good for us cutting off these people who wanted to keep us pinned down. Exactly. Naya said accountability and questioning is like throwing holy water at a demon for them. Yeah. yo, 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 that's so true. They just be like, accountability, self-awareness, paying for my mistakes. Like, damn. Yeah, you said skin sizzling and them crashing out. That's really how they be. They be like, oh my God, what? Like, what you mean, what? Like, yeah, they be crashing out. You want to say everything is an insult? Nah, they do be acting like everything is an insult. They be like, how dare you? It's like, how dare you? Yo, when I tell y'all, I used to get punished. And I used to also be forced to have to enable bad behavior. And it's like, no. Like, you want to be like that? You be like that. I'm not letting it slide. Okay? You said the ones who run from stage and start coughing. Talk about it. That's how you know somebody a little demented. When you burn some incense and they just like, incense. It's like, this money rain incense. Like, why would you be turning up your nose to that? Talking about this money rain incense. You said chase them down with the Palo Santo and crucifix. Yeah, they be salty. I love the smell of Palo Santo more than sage though. But I will burn sage. Like that's what I have. That's what I have. But I actually like the smell of Palo Santo a bit better. Exactly. Exactly. Hey Kai. Severe allergies. Yo, sinus passages be messed up. They be like, dang, what you doing? Snorting that stuff? Yeah, sage you gotta do with intention and prayer. Yeah, and open your window. Open that window when you burn that sage. Like, yeah, hating Palo Santo. How can you hate the smell? I just be like, damn. Yeah, yeah, we are cutting up. Yo, Cha said, how the blessings stink. This money rain instance, okay? How the blessings stink. Yeah, that's funny. You said my friend put me out because you said it was running away her trade. Because she said, wait, she put you out the house? She kicked you out? Lisa said, go put salt around her favorite chair and watch her not be able to sit down. Yo. Yo, that's funny. Yo, that's so funny. That's so funny. You know, it's like, you know, it's funny. It's like, it's just funny how people be trying to do mad witchy stuff, and you just be like, you work for the dark side. Like, why you trying to do all of this other stuff? Like, they be putting salt in cups at their door. It's like, we need to put salt on the outside. Okay, keep you in. Okay, keep you in. Okay, don't release you out into the world. You said not trading souls. Oh, you said her side pieces started dropping. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sucks for her. Like, they claim to be holy and they working for the wrong team the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All you gotta do is go in that back room. Okay, go in the back room, and that's where everything is. In the front room, they'll put the Bibles, the crosses, all of that stuff. Go in the back room. Yo. Yeah, they are. They are spiritual too. They definitely are. Like, they are. That's why when people be like, "Oh, I'm spiritual," I be like, "So what are your beliefs?" Like, I'm talking to you because you could believe a lot of different things. Okay, like in our community, there's people that don't believe in twin flames. There's people that do. There's people that believe in the fact that you chose your lessons or things that you needed to learn and challenges, and you basically chose what you would experience. All of that is to basically help your soul grow and evolve. Some people believe that you chose that before you were incarnated, and other people feel like that's not true. They question that. They're like, why would I choose to go through poverty for 2/3 of my life? Like, why would I choose to, to be abused for all of my life? Like, so some people don't think that you chose your challenges. Yeah. So it's mad different beliefs that people have. So yeah, when people be like, oh, I'm spiritual, I gotta ask them questions. It's just funny because yo, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So okay. So I was talking to this guy, right? I'm still talking to him, but it's like I'm just talking to him for real. Like, I'm busy. I got mad shit to do. So my first priority really isn't love and romance and relationships right now. But if you want to take me out, I'm gonna go out. Okay, that's just my thought. Okay, if you want to take me out, I'm gonna go out. But anyway, he was just talking to me about wanting to live life through more of a spiritual lens and just all of these different things. He actually is quite like psychic and intuitive. And he definitely has dreams as well. But then when I started talking to him about like when I be fighting spiritual warfare in my sleep, like when I started talking to him about how like I really will be exercising demons in my sleep, or I really will like be in some crazy ass places, like what crazy things are going on. Like when I started talking to him about those things, he started getting scared. It's like, you said you wanted to live life from a more spiritual lens. Like, so I'm telling you, like, these things actually exist. Like, literally in one of my dreams, I was literally telling people they were spiritually dead. Cause it's like I could look at their face and their face would literally look like a zombie for like a split second. And I was like, you're spiritually dead. Like, and then I went to the next person and I looked at them and their face literally like turned into a zombie for a split second. And I was like, you're spiritually dead too. Like, yo. Yeah, Naya said he got shook, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He got shook. He got shook for real. He got shook. Like, and in my dreams, I'll be like just casting out demons and like in the name of Jesus. Like, I really will be like saying that. Like, and one time in my sleep, what actually happened like a couple of weeks ago, somebody kicked the fuck out of me in my sleep. Because I was exercising them and they literally kicked my thigh. I woke up, my thigh was like, dang, like I had to massage my thigh. Like, I told him that too, and he got scared. See you, princess. All right, see you again. Yeah, we just talking at this point. Lisa said I rebuke him under my breath and watch him squirm. Naya said I've experienced that before. They get rude as fuck. Yeah, yeah. But when I told him that, he got scared. He got scared for real. Yeah, I got kicked in my thigh. Yep, that shit hurt. Like, when I woke woke up, I was like, dang, I need a foam roller. Like, you be telling people stuff like that, and they start getting scared. But I thought you said you wanted to be Neo. I thought that's what you said. You wanted to be Neo. So yeah. All right, y'all. Up. I'm hungry. I want to get something to eat. Naya said, I had one try to strangle me. I was so dead mad. I went looking for them in the next dream. Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. But it's actually crazy because it's like, well, I didn't know that my grandma had passed away. But when she was crossing over, she actually came to me in my sleep. And she actually taught me how to cast out demons. Like she did. She taught me how to do it in my sleep. So it's just crazy because then when my father told me that my grandma passed away, I was like, damn, okay. So she came to visit me before she crossed over. Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. Yes, I hope everyone has a blessed day and a blessed weekend. Yeah, Naya said the ancestors will always come through. Yeah, especially because we didn't have a, not to say we didn't have a good relationship, but we just weren't communicating at the time in which she passed. Family could be weird for real. All right, so let me go ahead and end this live. Put the timestamps in the comment section and get something to eat. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna go listen to that song, Lisa. I'm gonna go listen to it. Didn't forget. All right, y'all. See y'all again. Be blessed.